Started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Started with with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the number one. Started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the number one sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Down on the field. So glad that you're here with us. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano, bringing you what is arguably one of the biggest games that the Trojans will have this season. And it seems like, Nick, that we say that every week.
I tell you, but with this schedule, it's going to be that way, Doug. The first two matchups were phenomenal, great top 10 teams, and although East Ascension is 0-3, they're a very good 0-3 team.
Because we had to go on the air just a little bit later, we're going to zip through some things that we have, and it's time. So there's been a lot said about your keys to the game. You got off the schneid last week on the keys to the game, didn't you? That's our Why Not Stop keys to the game. You see that up on your screen right now. And so what I've had to do was, give you a little bit of run for you, because you send these in for me to put in there. So I'm going to need you to decipher what it is. So are you ready for key number one?
I'm ready. Let's go.
And these are hermetically sealed, right?
That's right.
Away like the great Karnak was, wasn't that?
I tell
All
you.
right, so we're going to go with key number one. You think you're ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Cowabunga is
Yeah.
key. What on earth could possibly you mean about that?
As a team, we need to ride the wave of the momentum from last week. We got a big win.
You see what I did there.
We got a big win there. The momentum from the crowd. The great game came out strong, started out fast, and was very good. So we need to ride that momentum from last week and carry it over to this week.
It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
That's right?
Cowabunga.
That's right.
You ready for number two?
And to be honest with you, Raphael used to be my favorite when I was a kid. So
there you have it. You ready for number two?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
You sure about this?
I'm positive.
You see what we've got there? Those three big trees and the little fella looking up at them. What do you make out of that?
Well, I tell you, playing East Ascension, we are going to be looking up at a few big fellas. But most importantly, on the offensive line, we need to control EA's two different defensive line tactics. They do two different schemes. They put the big guys up front on first and second down, try to keep you, try to keep you from running the ball, and then if you get third and medium, third and long, they will put the NASCAR package like the old New York Giants used to do. They'll put some quick guys in there and get up the field.
What does that do? What does that do then? You come around with screens and draws and quick passes like that.
For sure, and especially the way, Feaster and JT have really, their timing's been really good on that. There was one against Karen Crow they scored, one against Natchitoches Central last week that was really good. And like you're talking about, you said in the show last night, the bubble screen or the wide receiver screens as well will be there.
You ready for number 3?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Number 3 comes out of my all-time favorite and the number 1 movie in the world. So anybody that's been with us for a number of years knows what's coming up on here. So I'm going to give you this one, and it's going to tie into what you sent me. Smokey and the Bandit, probably the greatest movie ever. How would that tie into a keys to a game?
The front 7 needs to control the run game. They run the ball a lot. They need a roadblock. That's right. They need to roadblock. They need to try to do everything. And we're going to do tonight though. We're going to be Smokey, and we're going to avoid them. They're not going to catch us.
There you have it. You can see I had a lot of time on my hands today. Recap those keys to the game for us in ASH versus East Ascension.
Yeah, like I said, we need to ride the wave, the momentum from last week. It was a phenomenal game, phenomenal night. Just keep that going and get this team to 500. Then number 2 is on our offense. The offensive line needs to control, like I said, their defensive line, the 2 schemes that they'll throw at you. And then number 3, defense, front 7. If we can control that run game, we can control that run game, it'd be really big because they don't pass the ball a lot. Their percentage of completions is not very high. Of course, I hope that doesn't come back to bite us, but that's the 3 keys to the game.
There you have your Why Not Stop keys to the game. We are back. Senior night rolls on, and they're getting through some of the support group that is there, the cheerleaders, the managers, and those groups that are in there. Gonzales, Louisiana, just a little east of Baton Rouge. Speaking of Smokey and the Bandit, eastbound and down, getting over there without a doubt. Let's jump on over now because we are cutting it close for time and get into some of our starting lineups for tonight. I want to look at the starting lineup for the offense, and of course, you know that pulling the trigger is senior Ty Feaster. And Ty's gotten a lot better each and every week in there. And we think, and we've talked about it, you don't ever want to go back and look at it again, and Coach Bachman certainly doesn't. And he's out, I think, 600-plus yards, 625 yards, and 8 touchdowns on there. J.T. Lindsey, of course, is a big part of that game. Yards, but receiving, he's picked up some more as well. So you just see J.T. Lindsey, just a junior, on there, and already, so each week on JT's Twitter page, I still call it Twitter, but that's just how it goes. The Bulldogs, Louisiana Tech, they're recruiting him so hard.
Oh, good.
They'll put a uniform up, and it says, good luck, JT, against East Ascension. Good luck against Karen Crow and all of that, and so he may very well be a future Bulldog. Looking at some of the others, My Mingo, of course, is playing both ways. You'll see him twice tonight. He starts offensively, and he will start defensively. Mingo's 13 receptions, 134 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Let him get out in open space and see what you can do with that. Jalen Johnson now is another one of those that has a couple of touchdowns on the year. You'll see the senior. They're very late, senior-laden. Jimmy Duncan, we'll see him some defensively. He's going to get the start out at wide receiver. Had our Southern Air Cool play of the game a couple of weeks ago. That was Tanner Townsend, the junior tight end. He moves around. He's H-back. He plays. He does his thing wherever he needs to do and helps anchor this big offensive line that starts out on the left side by Caleb Pearl, number 54. At left guard, you see it. The 2 juniors are on the left side. Jacoby Morris and Caleb Pearl are there. We talked to him on the show last night, senior Cam Calderon, and he has really grown up along that offensive line. At right guard, it is Brett Bain. Brett's been on the show before. Always good to see him out here. These 2 on the right-hand side, Brett Bain and Hunter Rivette, have done a great job of just being solid throughout. You don't see anybody on that offensive line that is just that guy that you hear about. But as a unit, I'd put them up against anyone.
Yeah, they're consistent, and that's the key. They know where to be. They know how to get there, and they're in the right place at the right time.
Defensively now for the Trojans tonight, and a couple of them are late substitutions. We didn't get pictures of them. Our player of the week last week was Aiden Walker, and it's more than just stats. It's his way all around, and he's made a big difference since he's moved from linebacker to defensive line. Jeremiah Jeffers, right? Enough said. Yep. He's going to have his hands full tonight, but equally as well, that East Ascension offensive line will as well. Elijah Nelson gets the start in that three-man front for the Trojans. Jay Frazier, good to see Jay back in there. The sophomore cornerback is going to be opposite of My Mingo, the senior two-way player for the Trojans. And again, you will see Jimmy Duncan in there as well on that. Jason Blackwell, probably the leading tackler on the squad for the Trojans. He is just everywhere.
The missile. I mean, he goes after every ball, and he doesn't. It doesn't matter what's in his way. He goes through it.
Indeed, he does. Jaden Lewis, who has been a welcome relief this year, has. It's hard to keep him out of the lineup. Every time you say, well, this guy may get a start, that guy may get a start, and Jaden is in there and around the ball just the same as Jason is all the time on it. Xavier White, again, he's so fast to the ball we don't have a picture of him, but the sophomore linebacker has been solid, and you'll hear number 46 called a lot tonight. Amarion Ford was battling for that Player of the Week honor last week. Every time you see it, it's just you're calling so many people. Nobody's leading the way with 10 or 15 tackles because they all go to the ball.
That's it. They're all around the ball. It's a great team defense.
Tristan Layfield, another one of the linebackers who has he's been consistent all year, puts himself in position all year, and it's great to see Tristan Layfield and Carrick Gaines. Carrick Gaines, a late start, the sophomore outside linebacker, is there. And so you get a look at all of the starters for tonight's contest. Of course, Feaster will stay on and do the punting. The kickoff specialist will rotate between Channing Mesh and Bodie Van Dyke. So you'll see all of those. We're getting near the kickoff. Going to go ahead and take our first break of the night. Again, all of this is brought to you by Valex Federal Credit Union. Don't go anywhere.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back to Gonzales, Louisiana. You see some of the records that were on there. Of course, Coach Bachman in his ninth year at 48-33 in conference, 71-54 overall, or at ASH, 48-33 overall, 71-54. That's his time at Bastrop. And you see the record very similar on there. ASH last year, 5-7. They lost in that regional round to Byrd. We all remember that trip up, and East Ascension lost in the regionals to Neville. Speaking of Neville, the JV and the freshmen went up to Neville this week and beat them by a combined 20 or 30 points each way.
Let's go.
Last week, Destrehan, and Destrehan beats East Ascension. Don't be fooled by what you saw in that 0-3 East Ascension. They've played Destrehan, they've played Zachary, and they've played West Monroe. So it's been some battles, to say the least. Alexandria got their first win. They win that one 56-14. All-time, Ash leads this series 1-0 in a trivia contest. When was that game?
This time last year.
This time last year. A lot of folks were able to go back in and watch that. We replayed that the other morning, kind of an instant classic, if you will, on there. Don't forget, a lot of big things coming up this week as we roll into week 4, but it'll cap out with Coach Speak this coming Sunday out at Quibido's. That show starts at 5 o'clock. So make sure that you get out and see that. I will be down in Baton Rouge and will not make that game. So you might have to sit in on that one and tell them a little bit about it. You don't have to run the show. Rich Dupree, who does the call for Pineville, will sit in the driver's seat on that one and do that. But
I'll be there.
You can keep up with the scores. You see the Rebels are down at Barb. They're in Lake Charles, Louisiana. You can see all of that on the Sadler's Towing scrolling score ticker down at the bottom of it. Of course, Buckeye playing tonight. They've got homecoming at Vidalia. Tioga and Marksville, a battle of undefeated teams. Both of those squads at 3-0 on the season. So somebody's going to come out of that at 4-0. And either who it is Marksville or Tioga still. That's a great start to the season.
Very much so. And there's a lot to be excited about in Tioga right now. They come off that big win last week, and I tell you what, they're strong. And then that Norris, their DB, he is one to watch. He'll be making some plays tonight as well. And so yeah, I look forward to looking at the results and filling in for you on Sunday.
There you go. We appreciate the folks at Rev Sports down in the East Ascension area for providing our video tonight. You'll see a lot of good instant replays on there. Of course, the clock will be up there, so you won't see the clock up at the top. We'll keep up with the one that keeps the timeouts and all. That is sponsored to you by Wallace Eye Associates. As you see, your Trojans make their way out onto the field, and nobody from East Ascension really concerned about it at all. They're waiting for their Spartans. But look at the field and the amount of personnel that they have out on that field. That tells you a little something about the school and what's going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big school, nice area, very prideful. I'll tell you something else, Doug. We were talking about the way our game ended last year. That's the way East Ascension has played their first 3 games. They've been in it.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin.
They just lose it, and hopefully that works for us again tonight. But very similar to the matchup last year.
Indeed it is. Of course, again, big thanks to Wallace Eye Associates. As you see, the Spartans make their way out onto the field. Again, 0-3 on the season. But you remember, last year both teams came into it with just 1 win, and it turned into be quite a battle. The Trojans jumped out 27-0 in that game and have to hold on, and it was a John Barajas pick 6 with 2 minutes to go that stretched the lead to 13. It was a 6-point game, and East Ascension, who had all of the momentum at 34-28 behind just a score, were marching down to do that. And so, yeah, grateful that the Trojans were able to pull that one out. You know that EA wants a little revenge on their home turf.
For sure, and they lost against West Monroe the same way. They were driving down, they got to about midfield, trying to make a comeback down by 7, and they fumbled, and then West Monroe, interception, and West Monroe brought it back.
Getting ready for the prayer and the anthem. We're going to take a step away. We will get ready for the coin toss when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching ASH Trojan football, courtesy of Rev Communications on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. It's hot out there, and we want to cool you down with some great savings on your new AC unit. Right now, you could save on a new energy-saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Plus a 10-year parts and labor warranty. Just need a repair? We got you covered too, with $50 off any repair backed by a 2-year parts and labor warranty. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices with the right agent this month and every month. Taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we are back following the national anthem and the prayer, and great to have that. As always, you know that you are up and about again. Big shout out to the folks at Rev Communications. They are the official streaming partner there in Ascension Parish, and so we're just sending you their broadcast, and we're simulcasting it, if you will. So a big shout out to those guys on there. Big thanks to Walk-Ons. They are a sponsor of our Thursday night coaches show. Had a good time in there. Thinking about putting it on location somewhere next week as it's homecoming, and that's not been one of the most highly attended shows that there is the homecoming one. We'll try to keep an eye out, see if you can, Nick, see who the sponsors or the captains are, and you get a good look at it there. 24, 30, and 26. That's Tanner Stanja, Jordan Wattis, and number 30 is Camden Womack, as they have their district standings up. Try to get an idea on theirs. Jason Blackwell, of course, is one of the captains. If I had to guess, it's a Marion Mingo. Get those standings out of the way as they toss the coin. There's Blackwell. There's Jeffers right. Cam Calderon, and Mingo is there. Of course, the Trojans will call this. Great spot right down in the middle of where everything is at. The Trojans have lost the toss. It looks like East Ascension has won that. East Ascension, if I know them, they're going to, well, the Trojans take it and want the football. And so that's right up the alley. You want to go out there and get things going because Bachman thinks he can get a score here, go down, pick one up right before the half. And I know there's a lot of things going on, but my goodness, we are ready to get this epic battle. It is strength versus strength. It is power versus speed. And you see the starters. Keep your eye on number 44. He is a sophomore quarterback, Hudson Browning. Taj Washington will rotate. Caleb Davis will get the ball as well. And that's the starting lineup for your Trojans that we told you about a little bit earlier. That offensive line, this is their second year to play together. So they're about 12 games in of playing and having some continuity along that offensive line.
Yeah, and they're doing well. They're coming together, and Feaster's starting to figure them out as well. And, of course, obviously JT. JT's really starting to understand their blocking schemes and what their tendencies are.
Yeah, JT is indeed that guy. Trojans getting ready to receive on here. And, again, keep an eye out for the Trojan return game. Speed is the essence in this. Now, it's going to be that power game of East Ascension. The Spartans are going to want to wear you down a la a West Monroe, a Karen Crow, that type of thing. And the Trojans are looking to get a big lead and really pick things up and move forward and get into that tempo and that speed game.
Yeah, I mean, East Ascension, they'll put 6 offensive linemen and an H-back.
Right.
I mean, they go very heavy.
And then you see them with a fullback in there.
That's right.
That you don't see oftentimes. A lot of this is morphed over to that H-back where you can float him off the line in the backfield or wherever you want to go. Getting set to kick this thing off is
Preston Baker.
Preston Baker, and does a little sky pooch kick. It's going to be gathered in at the 30-yard line, trying to get to the other way. That's Jimmy Duncan. Jimmy's got an opportunity to get to the side. Now cuts back up and went a little east-west and not north-south, but a great job by Jimmy to come up and pick that one up. You look at the defensive lineup for there, and who steps out at you on that defense? I know you talked about it a little earlier.
I tell you, Zachary Juniper and Joseph Hobdy, they get after 50. Nathan Allen, he gets after 2. 99's very big in the middle, and it'll take 2. It'll take Cameron and a guard to block him.
Well, this is going to be a big night. We'll see what the Trojan speed is able to do. Feaster is in there at quarterback and gets the ball to Lindsey right off the bat. Lindsey coming to the near side, bangs around, picks up, looks like is going to be
be 7-yard
about 7 on the play. The toss comes back. Well, they'll give him just, he bangs around, falls forward. You see it right in your living room, 24-12 on the tackle. McZeal led the way, but a penalty flag on there. And it looks like the Trojans are moving forward, perhaps a little face mask at the end, and that's what's going to get the Trojans. It has to be a face mask because it's going to be tacked on at the end of the run. And one play in, and the Trojans are in plus territory down around the East Ascension 37-yard line.
Yeah, very good start here. Very good start. Good start and field position as well.
Big offensive line adds a tight end to it. There you see the H-back is Thibodeau, and there's a handoff up the middle to Lindsey again. So the Trojans, with 2 quick runs, have both of their fullback or both their tight ends in the game in Grayson Thibodeau and Towner Townsend.
Yeah, I think he was going to break that one. He actually ran into the back of a red on that play.
Darius Washington, the lone receiver to the near side, quickly a pump fake, and you see him get burned on that. Yeah, and Ty's going to have to get that ball out of there because here come those big guys that we talked about. And that'll be recorded as a sack. And now Ty is going to have to come off the field because he lost his helmet there.
I tell you, yeah, you're outside the tackles there. Just throw it past the line of scrimmage and get it out of play there. Unfortunate on that play.
And Mingo, the backup quarterback, so you'll see him go in there and perhaps run a little bit of wildcat, but don't forget that he can throw the football. 2 receivers to the near side, one at the top. H-back is in there. And there is Mingo getting out throwing the football, but he throws it behind E.J. Scott. And told you they would come out looking to throw the ball, even with Mingo.
Yeah, that was one of those that Feaster and Scott have been, on point the whole season. And then obviously, the combination there of Mingo to Scott was just a little off on that play.
Feaster now back into the game. Mingo assumes his wide out spot. Feaster back to pass, going over the top, and that one is complete down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Darius Washington pulls that one in. And, they're saying it's gone the other way. Yep, that was 4th down on that one. So East Ascension holds to a 4 and out. Not being able to see the down marker from where we're at, but that is unfortunate as now that big offensive line that we talked about earlier is going to make their way out there. And they are led by quarterback number 44, and that is Hudson Browning. Hudson will trigger things. He'll run it, and he can throw the football. Handoff goes up the middle. That is Taj that has it, but great work by the defensive line of the Trojans to get in there and do that, and that was Taj Washington.
Yeah, and Jeremiah Wright was there as well. That was good. It was split the guard and tackle there.
10.5, so just a minute and a half gone in this one. 2nd down for the Spartans.
Yeah, that Caleb Davis, that fullback, H-back, I tell you, the ball goes where he pulls around just like a guard, just like an extra guard. And you have to watch him. He's tough.
2nd down and 8. Back to pass, and this one going down the side. Jaden Lewis, boy, He had a good shot at that one too, but taking a shot. And we told you a little early, and we saw that on the tape, Hudson Browning will throw the football.
Yeah, for sure. And I tell you what, I'm glad that Jaden was there on that one because that's one of the things you worry about. Watching them on film, they run. They try to pop you over the top, and Jaden was there.
Indeed. You see that starting lineup, of course, Hall and Kirk not in the lineup. Carrick Gaines starts at outside linebacker, and at the other DB, the other cornerback spot is Mingo. 3rd down and 8 now, just under 10 minutes. Couple of minutes gone would be a good stop for the Trojans if they can get East Ascension. High snap, but gathered in. Down the seam they go, and that one is going to be complete. And that's that same pass that we've seen them do a lot. That was complete to Ja'Cory Mitchell.
It was almost a changeup. It's almost like he pumped it. And, of course, Ford drops back, just wasn't quite deep enough.
Right over the top of Ford and right under Daniels. 1st down and 10, and this is the type of drive that the Spartans of East Ascension like. Handoff goes to Washington, but in the backfield, big-time stop and just smashing through.
Elijah Nelson.
For the Trojans was number 95, Elijah Nelson, the junior. And watch him on the replay, how he just he's in the backfield just as quick as anybody is.
Yeah, and then White there to finish it off. That was excellent play. Excellent play.
Just under now, nearing that 9-minute mark. Both teams kind of showing you what they do here. The quick tempo of the Trojans and then slow things down. New running back that's in there is Brennan Thompson. Thompson gets it up the middle, cuts to the near side now. Got a tackle, and they don't. Thompson gets out, and he's going to pick up a first down. And for the first time, East Ascension is in Alexandria territory.
Yeah, forced out there by Frazier. I tell you, that was, boy, I tell you, Tristan's going to wish he had that. He's going to look back on the video and wish he had that one. That would have been a big stop there.
First down and 10, EA from the 46. That front offensive line just buries through. Good job that time of that defense. And Aiden Walker finishing things off. But in there was Ford. Shooting through again was, Walker the first man. Spun around there by Layfield and then finished off.
Yeah, Tristan made up for that one, getting up the field there and forced him inside, which if he would have done on the last play, he's the contained man. So if he can force him inside and let Ford and Walker and Wright, I mean, that's what he needs to do, keep them inside.
Second down and 8 minutes remaining from the Trojan 44-yard line goes EA. Call is made, and it's going to be kept at the outside, and nobody stayed on the quarterback, and he rumbles down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And the sophomore, and we've seen some good sophomore quarterbacks that we faced, but look, the defensive ends crash.
Well, and that one, that's Carrick. That's who replaced, Kirk there. And, a little experience. He's a sophomore, and he didn't hold contain. I mean, he went with he's supposed to watch quarterback, and he went with the running back.
Speaking of quarterbacks, you see him there, number 44, Hudson Browning, just a sophomore. One to the top, one to the near side. Trojans tighten up defensively. Ball looked like it hit the ground, but it's going to be recovered there, and stumbling down for just a few yards is Taj Washington. He is the senior running back for the Spartans. And I'm telling you, this couldn't be a better drive for EA to start things off. You hold the Trojans and get a turnover on downs, and now you start marching right down the field.
This is exactly what they want to do. They want to keep the ball, and keep the ball. They want to make the game boring, to be honest with you.
Second down and 8, back to pass. Now stepping up and just met there in big-time pressure up the middle, and that is Xavier White. And we told you we would call his name a lot. Watch Xavier just say, look, I don't care about this play action. I'm coming to get you. And he does that, and just a good textbook tackle. That will put EA behind the chains now. Third down and 12.
Yeah, definitely keep him here, but just a perfect form tackle right there. Coach Bachman was talking about him, how he's just growing every game. The sophomore just growing every game, and he's doing really well.
Probably one play away from that mandated hydration timeout. End around, comes back, looks like a little pass coming. Going down the field and got a man open. And incomplete, just out of the hands there. And that is fourth down. But look, I'm telling you, going to get it. Watch this, just a beautiful pass that is down the field and over the outstretched hands. Had a man beat. Back in coverage for the Trojans was number 21, Jay Frazier. But Jay had given up a step or two. Robinson in that offense will stay, or Browning in that offense will stay back out there on fourth down.
Yeah, dodged a bullet there. I mean, he was beat, but I'll tell you, that's what this team does. They lull you to sleep, and then they try to pop one over the top. Jaden was covering real well in the first one. That one, we were fortunate that he lost the ball there.
Fourth down and 12 from the 32-yard line. Back to pass is Browning. He's going over the top, trying to get it all. And the Trojan defense holds there, incomplete. And that is a turnover on down, so both squads. And look at it from that end zone cam as that ball that was going up there. Good job this time by Jay Frazier back in coverage. Back there with him was Blackwell as well. But the Trojans do hold up fourth down or a turnover on downs, and that's a big confidence boost.
That's big. And also little contact there, but not enough to call a PI. Just reacted well. Of course, they were in They were in 4th and long, so you kind of saw the pass coming, but we really need something big here out of the offense here.
Don't forget, join us Sunday night. We will talk about this. Some of us will at 5 o'clock right here on 446 Sports at Coach Speak out at Quibido's. You'll see the Tioga Coaches Show out there. Quickly off to the other side. That is complete and out of bounds, but a good 7-yard pickup. That is the young man that had the touchdown last week for the Trojans. That was number 88, Kirkland Bates.
Yeah, what a big start there. Get that confidence back going. Move that. A simple toss out.
That is the hydration timeout. We'll take it with them and be right back. You are watching ASH Trojan football right here on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
There, we got you back to live action we go. And the Trojans had one complete. Glad to be back in here. Missed about one play. The Trojans off and marching. Did get a first down. Kirkland Bates had a completion. Now you've got 2 receivers to the near side. It's Mingo and Jalen Johnson. Up back still there. Quick hitter once again out, and that is incomplete. Well, let's see what he's calling. It looked like it was a catch over there, and it is. They'll call it complete. That's E.J. Scott. You'll see it, and that's one of those that you look at and say, did he get it? But it's just a great catch. And quickly, J.T. Lindsey back up the middle, and he's going to get a first down. And look at driving down the field. What a job offensively as the Trojans continued that through the play. 2 to the near side, and tempo it is. Got to hurry if you're working the chains. JT stutter steps, makes it back to the middle. It's going to spin around, pick up 7. And look, tempo and 6 or 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, I tell you, he's probably averaging 4 yards a carry now. That's the way you keep the chains moving for sure.
Feaster and the Trojans back in plus territory. Handoff goes up the middle and spun around, and a penalty flag is going to come in as it looks like the Trojans have Talon in the game. Yeah, Tylen Johnson in there and hold against the Trojans. And this is that spot that you talked about that EA will likely come after the quarterback because they're behind the chains.
Yeah, here we go with their NASCAR package. They'll have the taller, faster defensive lineman coming after it for sure.
There's that instant replay that you saw, and we'll get back to live action here. 4:15 remaining in what has been a pretty good battle here in the first quarter. Exactly what we expected. A lot of movement by that defensive line of EA, and we'll get 5 yards back. Good hard cadence by Ty Feaster. So you lose a little bit, and the hold came at the end of it, so that's why it wasn't from the line of scrimmage. They'll run the clock here. Second down or is it first down and 9? They look over to the sideline.
Almost got him again. This right defense end almost jumped again. 42 here.
38-yard line for the Trojans on second down and 8. Hopping around, skipping. And look, let me tell you, that offensive line, and this goes back to point number 2, where they were looking up, the smaller offensive line, looking up at those big trees. And They're getting down low. They haven't got down low all year. They're doing it tonight and setting up that second line of scrimmage.
Here we go again. We got another one. He jumped.
Third down, and should be just a couple for
He crossed it into neutral zone. Wow.
Feaster. Back to pass. Now he's going to get all of it, trying, banging around, incomplete, and double coverage there, and the EA defenders are excited about that one.
He slips, Doug. Watch this replay. That left foot, he slips. His front foot slipped for some reason. So he didn't quite get it, because I'll tell you what, he had him beat. That was for sure 6. EJ had the cornerback beat, and he just couldn't get quite enough under it.
Trojan offense will stay out there now on 4th down. 4th down and 5 for the Trojans. They look over, boy, it'd be a good time to get another one of those penalties. They've got to get to the 30-yard line. We'll see. Checking the official back there and where he's at on it. 3:19 to go. Going out in motion is Townsend, but he clears things out. Trying to get there, a little in and out of the hands, and that was a first down completion to Jalen Johnson. But it's 3 consecutive possessions and 3 consecutive 4-and-outs.
Yeah, that was big there. That was first down in the hands. But
right on the money. 3:14 to go, and that puts just about a 3-minute drive there for the Trojans as they got it back just on the north side of the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, Doug, I'm looking at, on JT's 6 carries, he's averaging right around 5 yards a carry right now. That's big for us to start this game.
Indeed it is. Got to finish off a drive. They've had it 2 possessions and came up empty both times. Hudson Browning back out there with that EA offense. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Snap throw to the near side. Got to get somebody out on him, and they do. Trojans have done a great job of tackling this season, and that play was certainly no different. Again, look to the near side at how quickly these Trojan defenders come up there. And, number 16, Jaden Lewis, is doing a good job of tackling, as you'll find.
Yeah, and White was right there as well, and Jay Frazier was there as well. But Jaden, he definitely came in.
They'll officially give him 4, make it 2nd down and 6. First quarter winding down, and I don't think EA is concerned about how rapidly that clock moves. They're in grind-out mode from the first initial kickoff.
This is just the way they like to play the game.
Browning brings a man in motion, but it's Taj that's going to get it, and he's met right in the middle and spun around.
Big stop there by White. He stepped up, hit him in the hole, and then, of course, Aiden Walker was there as well. But, boy, I tell you, White is really seeing the ball tonight.
Xavier just moving to the ball, a sophomore in there. See him ranging to the ball like Jermaine McNeil used to do, who was a leading tackler for the Trojans as a junior and a senior a couple of years removed. 3rd down.
Come on, boys, here we go.
That little check with me to the near sideline as we go under 2 minutes to go here. First quarter of play. We are scoreless from Spartan Stadium, or whatever they call it here. Back to pass is Browning. He's getting pressured up the middle. Goes high over the top, and it is complete. Out to midfield. It's going to be a first down. Complete to one of his favorite targets.
Yeah, Doug, makes you wonder if they weren't watching STM film and just they're sitting right behind forward and right in front of our DBs.
First down and 10.
Jason Blackwell with the tackle there.
Ball rests at midfield. You see the ASH cheer squad over there on the sideline, and handoff goes up the middle, and the Trojans are right there to stop that.
Yeah, Jeremiah Wright there, forward, and Gaines. They talked to him after that first play. That's 2 plays in a row that he's now held containment and forced him back inside to his interior defense lineman.
And that's where you want to send them.
That's right.
That's where you want to send them. No score in this one as we are under a minute here. Hudson Browning checks over there. You get a good look at the sophomore quarterback. He is joined in the backfield by Brennan Thompson. They got him listed as an athlete.
Yeah.
Fullback is in there with him now as well. Now they move him out as an H-back. Back to pass goes Browning. Knocked around and going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, Jay Frazier and Ford on the coverage there. Jay Frazier almost probably had a pick, and I think Ford may have got his finger on it first.
Yeah, coming up and looking to grab onto that one and go to the house.
Or was that Mingo out there? I'm sorry, that was Mingo. Jay Frazier's on this side.
3rd down and 10 from the 49-yard line.
This is exactly what they want to do, Doug. They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about anything. They just methodically try to go down the field.
They're content to have this a 3 or 4 possession half.
For sure.
Looked like a little bit of a false start. Quickly over to the near side, coming up and making a good defensive stop. Wow, really good work out there defensively by number 21, Jay Frazier. Jay Frazier, look at him back off of it a little bit. Read the quarterback's eyes and then come up and meet him right there when the ball got there. Bobbled around, and that's going to bring up 4th down with 32 seconds remaining here.
Textbook. Textbook. Did everything, kept it in front of him. Textbook. Went through the man after the ball was there and cleared the ball out.
Those of you that are new to this, that's called a punt. I know we've not had one of those. It's been 3 consecutive turnovers on down.
Ooh.
Oh, the Trojans look like they pulled up a little bit, may have got to it, but, they stopped and let him kick it almost, it seemed like.
Yeah, they've probably been preached to,
Don't
so
hit
long,
him. But they get up on him and they stop and they wait and they wait a minute.
Right.
Well,
right.
the Trojans' defense is held, and that was one of the questions. Could you sustain that big offensive line? Tempo is what the Trojans want to do. They want to get EA tired in that one, but you got to put some points on the board in order to do that and have them get out of that run game that they do so well. 24 seconds remain here in the first. Trojans come out empty on the far side. 2 receivers are bunched in. There you get a good look to the near side of Darius Washington. Toss is going to be around. Washington's coming around on that end around. Maybe gets a couple. And if you're the Trojans, do you hurry up and try to run one more here with 13 to go?
I don't, but I'm not Coach Bachman. He probably will.
Trying a little bit of misdirection on that one. 4 and 3. 2 Trojans may have a chance to get it off, and they don't. They check out to the other side of it. So that does it for the first quarter of play, and my goodness, what a good one this has been. We'll be right back after this from Jason Hawk.
I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. Did you know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month? Our team is here to educate about life insurance and help you make the right coverage choices with the right agent this month and every month. Taking care of your family can be simple and something you can do today. There's no better time than now to learn how life insurance can protect your family's financial security. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we are back as they switch ends of the field. Coach, your thoughts on that first quarter play? I don't think it was a bad one.
No, it wasn't. I'll tell you something I'm really excited about is our offensive line, defensive line, our front seven. Our front seven
right.
Holding up against their 6 linemen and their H-back. Really exciting, and like I said, and us rushing the ball.
This is a play that ended the second quarter. They got Washington out. They gave him a couple on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Looks like we have Thibodeau and Townsend in the play. No, I'm sorry. Just Townsend in here. JT in the back.
Again, they take that look over now to the far side, get the play in, and ready to get things going here in the second quarter of play. Trojans have got to finish off a drive. There's Lindsey busting through there, and again, that left side of the line continues to get some momentum out of there.
Yeah, great push there. Got about a 5-yard gain there. Very good job.
And that's your 2 juniors on that left side over there that are to the left of the 3 seniors, center and the 2 the right guard and the right tackle. 3rd down and about 4.
Yeah, it's a big play here. Big play.
Trojans are going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them and be right back. right after this from our friends at Quibitos. And we are back. You're seeing some of the non-district results last week from that District 5 5A division. And Nick, I tell you, this is exactly the game that we thought we would see tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I think we had a couple of chances where we could have put points on the board, but yeah, that's the way it falls sometimes.
In motion goes Scott, trying to find him out of the backfield, and that one's complete to the 45. Going to be a big first down for the Trojans as he spun around. Forward momentum, though, got him out to the 45-yard line. They'll mark it just inside, maybe the 44.
Yeah, Mama Mingo finding a hole right there, and Feaster hitting him right in stride. Good game there for the first down.
And again, inside the 30s, here comes the Trojans quickly at it, moving back up the middle, and really nothing doing. A yard pickup perhaps for Lindsey. Carried it out to the 46-yard line. Trojans have played well between the 30s.
Yes, yeah. And, these little plays like this, we'll get the next play.
Yep, running off an defensive lineman to the near side, one to the top. Lindsey, no, Feaster's going to keep it, and he's going to spin around, puts his head down, and dives forward. Find a better way to get on the ground than going against those three fellas.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know if that was a read option for him or not, but he gives that to JT there, and we might be seeing 6 points.
Indeed, had a player for East Ascension that is down, and they're going to check on him currently. We'll step away while they do that and get this from our title sponsor of all things that we do, Valex Federal Credit Union.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors.
Back to live action we go. And still looking for our Quibitos Player of the Week. We're looking for our Southern Ale Cool Play of the Game. We'll announce our Player of the Week on Sunday. It's a big responsibility you got there, Nick.
I tell you.
Play action. There's that little screen we thought would work. You just got to get out and go. 45 now, 40. First down and still on his feet and going, and that is exactly what we wanted out of Darius Washington.
Yeah, I think he probably could have went outside with it there, but hey, we'll definitely take it for sure.
It's that NASCAR defense, perfect play against that defense.
Yeah, great play call there.
Yep, first down and 10 go the Trojans, and again have had success inside the 30s. They find themselves on the 35, and it looks like that there is a timeout taken by East Ascension here in this one. 10:27 remaining till halftime. You'd like to see Trojans go out there and get a couple of touchdowns out of this and find a way, Nick, to not let it rely on a Belichick type of thing with a score at the end and a score coming out.
That's right. I'll tell you something else. I mean, we talked about it. We obviously didn't want to say it last night on the show or today pregame, but we thought that there were some big plays on the back end that Ash could that we could make happen, and I still think they're there.
Indeed, there are big plays to be had in there. You take a look. And, again, this is that Rev Communications broadcast. So grateful that they were able to do this. They do fine work there in Ascension Parish, and you see their video that is on there. That's why you'll see so many things geared towards this East Ascension team. Handoff goes to Lindsey on the far side. Cuts back up the middle, it looks like. Boy, it got jumpy on us there and comes back inside. Again, another one of those schools that don't allow our stream on there. And so you get a better look at it here as JT starts to the outside, comes back inside. But again,
5 yards.
5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
and if you sat down and said, how are we going to beat East Ascension? You'd say, well, if JT can carry the ball 5 times, we'll give it to him 30 times.
That's right. Definitely. Take this.
And then you got Jimmy Duncan that can get in there. You got Taylor Johnson. I mean, you got a number of running backs. But Lindsey, the junior that is highly touted, has no desire to get out of that. You get a good look at Townsend, Feaster, and Lindsey. Handoff does go to Lindsey. He's off the left side behind that junior laden left side. Going to only get a couple that time, but it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, for sure. They, defense end made a great play there. We had an opportunity to bust it out wide, and he forced them inside. So,
which is what you want to do. 3rd down and short. Handoff goes. What do you know? Lindsey's got it. Helmet comes off.
1st down.
Thought that was the ball. It was not. The Trojans get down to the 25-yard line, and that's that big number 99 that's come off. And Nick, he is a truckload.
Yeah, we don't have a name for him, unfortunately. He wasn't on the roster, but boy, yeah, he's a big fella.
And look at it. Sluggish kid. I think this time of possession might be working in the Trojans' favor just a little bit, although it's way early. Feaster on 1st down. The give is up the middle. Kind of stumbled as he was going inside the line, but following that solid offensive line, and that is Jimmy Duncan. We saw Jimmy on the show last night.
Yeah, it was a little more mild-mannered than what I thought I'd hear from him.
Shocks you, doesn't it?
Yeah, he wasn't quite as loud, but that was a good 3-yard gain there.
There's another one up the middle and spun around and thrown down. Good defensive work by number 20. That is Jace Campbell.
Yeah.
So giving JT just a little breather, and Jimmy Duncan's picked up probably 5 yards. Trojans quickly back to the line of scrimmage. They are just outside the red zone, so 3 yards total. 3rd down and 7. Feaster back to pass now. Throws that little out. It's high and out of the grasp of Darius Washington.
I want to see the replay. I think 42 may have got his hands on the line of scrimmage. Let's see here. See ball?
Yeah, that left end, but that's a ball that just went up.
Yeah.
Went up on him, and Darius Washington unable to get that. And Feaster and that offense will stay out there.
It was there, though. I mean, it was there. They have been open. We just have to make those plays.
Another big play for the Trojans as, again, they look over there at that offensive line. Lindsey back in there. Had to give him a breather, and not quite the running game from Lindsey. And once again, they look, and I think the Trojans might have been trying to get EA to jump off a little bit, that hard count. They'll get a timeout here.
Yeah, probably bring Chan in to kick this field goal here. And then, we talked about, Doug, last night with Coach Bachman, how JT was he was reading the holes in the line, and Jimmy didn't quite see that in his 2 runs. It doesn't mean
Correct.
that he's a bad runner, but he just doesn't have that relationship. Of course, he's been a receiver. He's also played DB, so.
But you get into a little bit of the flow, and JT has been in that flow, the junior running back who is highly recruited throughout the state, throughout the country. That name, JT Lindsey, is getting out there. You can't run that young man against these punishing hits that EA is putting up. Don't forget, homecoming week is next week. The Trojans welcome in Green Oaks out of the Shreveport area. And so you'll make sure you want to come back home for that one. Parade will be Thursday. That's the night of the Thomas Bachman show. We'll have to see. 4th down, they leave that offense out there.
Sees what I know.
Feaster sends Lindsey in motion. That gets some movement out of the defense. Now going over the middle, and that one is incomplete. And I think that play was just messed up from the start. And there's been 1 punt in this game, but, Nick, there's been 4 turnover on downs.
Yeah, just very uncomfortable. And I don't think it was the coverage. I don't know if Bingo was supposed to, go out, 5 yards shorter than that, or if Feaster was trying to get to Lindsey and he was cut off. But he didn't look comfortable back there.
It looked like his first and second progressions were not there. And by that point, here come that NASCAR defense that you talked about. 1st down and 10 for Hudson and that EA offense. Handoff goes to the first man through and good stutter stepping and making his way around. And that's good hard running by Brennan Thompson. We saw him on field. He and Taj Williams do a good job for this EA team.
Yeah, I tell you, we forced them inside, but we just kind of overrun it. They're actually Jason Blackwell kind of overrun that tackle, kind of odd for him, and Jaden came and finished it off.
Well, this is where that big offensive line, they get into their third and fourth possession, what they're able to do, and a good hole that was open up there, sliding in for the tackle, and that one's made at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Jason Blackwell coming in shoestring tackle there. I tell you, Doug, this is where we have to take advantage of those offensive possessions that we just haven't finished the plays. Just keeping them in the game.
Mark him down at the 40, just inside nose of the football, rests right there. 7:42, you see that down at the bottom.
But you have to win ugly games too.
Absolutely, you do.
You have to win the tough games. We can't just put 65 on everybody.
Well, there's 0 in the moral victory column. The Trojans are going to be in for a battle here, as we knew, but so is East Ascension. That's a little wide receiver screen pass.
Excellent
First
job
down
there.
pickup gets them a couple of yards. You see Omarion Ford out there making that play, also out there with him. It looked like, Carrick Gaines.
Jaden Lewis, everybody. I mean, it was just a great combination of defenders right there. Ford's out there, Jaden's out there, Blackwell, Mingo. I can give an assist to 5 different people there.
Back into the backfield is Taj Washington. Taj Washington, the senior, big running back. 2 receivers to the near side. Now they bring the H-back and flip him over. Handoff is going to go right up the middle. He's going to follow that. And that Trojan defensive line just solid.
Yeah, Jeremiah right there. I tell you, the guard, number 68. I guess he didn't hit nobody. It looked like he looked like he had the ball. That's right. Looked like he had the ball, and then, boy, all of a sudden Jeremiah's got the running back.
The actual one that does have it.
Great stuff there. Way to keep his eyes on the ball there.
Cameraman followed what we saw as well. 3rd down now and long. 3rd down and 9-8 they give it, yeah. And again, trying to wind it down. Now they hurry to the line. We'll see if they're trying to get one off before that hydration timeout. I don't see how they're going to do it. And the officials step in and call the 6-minute hydration timeout. We're going to take it with them. We'll be back right after this from Kimberly Harrell, certified appraiser.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, certified residential appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
We go. 6 minutes remaining in this first half. We played 18, and there has yet to be a score. Trojans have had 3 drives that have all been inside the 30, unable to finish those off. And that one looks like it stopped before it got started there.
It looks like a legal procedure, legal motion.
Did you not? No, maybe it's me. There you go.
Yeah, it looks like we're illegal motion there, legal procedure on that play.
So the second penalty of the night, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a holding call, and they have had this. Now, I will say this. I've seen 3 where I think that their wide receiver left early. Maybe they just finally, caught it.
Right. New back in the backfield. That's Jeremiah Wilson that is in there with the sophomore quarterback, Hudson Browning.
Keep him in front. Keep him in front.
Browning back to pass. Throws that one over the middle, and there's that pass complete, spinning around, and nobody's blown the whistle yet. They thought they had him down and didn't. He's to the 40, now 30, and the Trojans getting hurt with another busted play, and that's going to get all the way down to the goal line. The Trojans think they have come out of there with the ball, and they have.
Tell you what, Doug, Jason Blackwell came in and laid the lumber, but he's hurt. and that's why he didn't finish the play. He hurt himself.
How about not giving up on that play?
See, he's in the center circle right there, though, right in the EA.
Goodness gracious. And now they'll look, the officials, to get back on this. This would be such a huge play, and the Trojans do have it. It is the first turnover of the game, and that, so many times, you could give up on that play and just let the guy get into the end zone. The Trojans never did it.
That's right. You kept playing, and especially when your teammate, like I said, he had him wrapped up, and he just, I mean, he was hurt. He is badly hurt, and he's had a shoulder injury.
Yep.
And
played hurt his whole last couple of years. You see the EA fans looking for the touchdown, and they little premature jocularity there for the Spartan fans as the Trojans come out of there with that one.
Yeah, it looked like Xavier White, right? It looks like Xavier White, as
you
they're
see
going
him on
down,
the left side of the screen. They're kind of pulling the ball out, never stopping.
Yeah, it looks like right here, White comes in and takes it out. And then it's recovered by, it looks like it's Jay Frazier, if I'm not mistaken, comes up with the ball. Right on the 1 yard line is where they're marking it, or half-yard line.
If you've got an opportunity to get out there and get under center, this is where you need to do that. All Tony Dorsett did on Monday Night Football was take it 99 yards from the 1 yard line. How many of you remember that play?
I do.
Absolutely. It was a Monday night game.
Especially being a Cowboys fan.
Oh, stop it. And here you see again, just continuing to run, but the Trojans never giving up on it. And you see the replay. Good work on that replay as the ball comes out. The Trojans knew it right away because they're all responding to it.
Yeah, and this is going to be one on the film study where Coach Bachman and the defense coordinator are not going to be happy that they watched Jason, try to do a solo tackle, and then
this is what scares you here. You come into it, you're going to get it to Lindsey, and he does not get out of the. They play action.
Yeah, we had a little delay there on the camera here.
Yeah, jumping around, getting that feed. We'll see. That's play action. So they were going over the top. We all got fooled with that one again and nearly intercepted. That ball was intended on the far side to E.J. Scott. Got to be careful and get that ball out of here. A little wide. You know that EA is dropping back a little bit. They've got those 4 big defensive linemen, but they expect the Trojans to come out throwing the ball here.
Yeah, and the way JT's been running the ball, maybe we can make this third manageable.
Well, you got to get it out of that little blue turf back there is the main thing, and I hate that out of the shotgun. He switches Lindsey over to the other side behind Townsend, and now they go back the other way, and it looks like the Trojans, very well advised with 5.5 remaining until halftime, are going to step away and talk about that just a bit. We'll do the same after this. From Wallace, we'll be right back.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we're back. Trojans have it 2nd down and 10 from their own 1 yard line. You see Lindsey come back in there, and Townsend and Thibodeau and that big offensive line. So you've got your biggest attempt to keep EA out of your backfield. 2 receivers to the far side. Do you dare run the ball out of the shotgun here? Back to pass again. That one is complete. That's that little slant. Just does get out of the end zone. Spun around. 4 yard pickup. Complete.
Yeah, E.J. Scott there on the little bubble screen.
When you catch the slant in the end zone, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I did not say anything on that play because I was like, definitely a little nervous about it. But they got a little breathing room there.
Well, now the shotgun only puts you a yard or so into the end zone. Feaster stands there, back to pass, going over the outside shoulder, and that ball is knocked away, and the Trojans are going to be punting from their heels on the end zone there.
Yeah, number 3 there for them. Just they have him, down as athlete, Brendan Thompson. I mean, he was just all over that play. I actually thought he got into him early, but he didn't, looking at the replay.
These defenders have played pretty well. Feaster stays out there. He is the punter in this situation. Boy, you know that EA is going to be coming after this one. They've got everybody up on the line of scrimmage as the Trojans try to spread it out a little bit. They've got the 3 personal protectors there, but Feaster's heels are right on that goal line.
I think that's Shannon Mesh, Doug. I think. Yep. No, that's Bro. Is that 20?
It's 25. It's Van Dyke.
Van Dyke, yeah.
That one kicked short and going to be fair caught and hauled in, but goodness. Not bad field position, but a great job for the Trojans. You go back to the possession prior to that, which was that big run that was spun around. It was a big third down. The Trojans somehow pull the football out at the goal line and then managed to reset things back to the 39-yard line. So plus territory for the Spartans.
Yeah, but like I said, good there to get a little breathing room and good to get the punt off at least. But, yeah, they're definitely flipped the field on us, though. We need a big stop here.
This is where you have to keep EA out of the end zone because, again, and it's a broken record, I know, but they get the ball to start things off in the second half. So you cannot, with points at a premium, give up a score here and a score to start.
That's right.
Handoff goes to Taj up the middle.
Big
Good work
there.
interior by Aiden Walker.
Yeah, Walker and Nelson both on that one. I mean, they're just there for very short gain.
Well, have you seen the way these EA offensive linemen do not stop until that whistle blows?
Yeah, for sure. They are constantly getting after it. Watched it on film, and they
block.
They get the momentum, yeah.
They block to the sidelines. They block to the whistle. And EA content to just run as much clock as they want to, trying not to give the Trojans and their quick strike offense, albeit not anything today. Back to pass now. Hudson getting pressured up the middle. And that one's somehow thrown, but, he looked like he was
in the tackle, wasn't he?
Looked like it could have been grounding on there, and he seems to be favoring that arm a little bit, and why not, as he got swallowed up. And they want to come talk about it, and so they'll look. Now the official will come to the near side, and they'll discuss it a little bit.
Yeah, I would imagine Coach Bachman's probably in his ear because it didn't look like he got outside the.
They're waving it off, and there's Bachman on the screen behind you, just aggravated because they had thrown the flag for grounding.
Yeah, wow. And I'll tell you, the one thing about it, though, if this guy goes down, if 44 goes down,
they're in
backup,
trouble.
Yeah, their backup, he's a lot different player.
That you get a real good look at the quarterback for EA, who's going to be there for a while. That is Hudson Browning, the sophomore quarterback, and he plays that quarterback position like he was born to do it. He knows his football IQ is there. He's getting around, and there was no doubt that he was going to be in there. 3rd down and 9 from the 38-yard line. Have to get just inside the 30. Back to pass once again is Browning. He's going for a pass that he's connected on a lot, but good defensive coverage out there by the Trojans, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Jaden had the inside there, and it looked like Mama had the over the top. So, they blanketed him real well. Perfect coverage there.
That's exactly who it was, and we'll see if EA tries to pin the Trojans down, and they will. Well, you know that you go back to that first punt from EA, you got an opportunity to come get this one. I don't think you really have anything to lose by coming after this punt, and they had to stop.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew what was going on. They got on him quicker than they thought they would. 4th down and 9. Snap is back. No real pressure. Trojans set up a return or setting up for the fair catch. That one's going to bounce around. And thought he fair caught it. May not have. Needless to say, Trojans will start their second possession inside the 5-yard line.
When it bounces, does that negate the fair catch?
Yeah, once he picks it up.
Okay, so that's what.
But I don't know that if he was not just moving people out of the way.
Yeah.
Other than that, you see that sideline cam here by the folks at Rev Communication. They do a good job covering sports down in Ascension Parish, discussing it again to see if what was going on, if it was a delay a game by picking it up and running after you got the fair catch. See what they're going to call. We'll focus on the white hat just a little bit if they can move over there and get that call. Need them to wave one of these off because they all were pointing back to the Trojan backfield, and from the 5, it'll go to the 2.5-yard line. And the Trojans in dangerous territory once again. To get that toss perhaps to him and get him out of the end zone.
Yeah. Then, of course, you have to worry about if one of your offensive linemen commits a penalty in the end zone, then you have a safety. So.
Yep, no penalties in the end zone. Lindsey there flanked. There's that toss that we talked about. Lindsey stutter steps, cuts back, is going to get spun around, and he's still grinding. Throw him down and get a penalty there. That ought to be something. Whistle had blown, and they still throw him down after about 7 yards. This EA team is very physical and very tough and will play to the whistle and beyond.
Yeah, beyond for that one, for sure.
Trojans pick up 2.5 on the play out to the 5-yard line, so it is 2nd down and 7. They get back the 2.5 penalty yards that were there, 3:38 and counting until halftime, and it was a game that we thought that it would be. Two just great defenses going to work on here. Lindsey's got it again, trying to get to the outside, but doesn't. Just a 1-yard pickup. Well, if anything you'd like to do, you need to get a fresh set of downs on here. Keep that clock rolling. If you can get your first down here, you have the opportunity then to run some more clock.
Yeah, for sure. And, Doug, we were talking about that 4-yard average. It's creeping back down towards 3.5 over the last five rushes for sure. They have really focused on that. But, we haven't connected on the pass plays tonight, so maybe the second half we can make some adjustments.
Feaster back to pass. Little pump fakes. Got a man now down the field.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers.
Not sure what.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time. It all started with a sketch on a napkin.
Feaster, 3 completions. He's 3 out of 11 for 33 for 47 yards.
That one bounces around. He's got to get it out of there and does. Looked like he got hit at the end of the play, but a much better punt. Well, it's going to end up at the 34, so misses it by 2 or 3 yards. But again, the Trojans are able to hold and push back EA a little bit, but you're behind the 8 ball once again.
Yeah, they've definitely flipped the field on us, and I don't like how long our defense has been out there. I think, they've withheld so far, but I'll tell you what, they've been on the field too much.
Indeed, they have. They're got a much-needed break, but they're going to be called on one more time in this last 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
A nice turnover here. Fumble recovery, pick 6 would be great.
Indeed, it is. Hudson Browning stays in there at quarterback, and well-deserved and well-warranted for that East Ascension Spartan team. They're just going to continue to get better. They have probably statistically the toughest strength of schedule when you look at things with their games against Zachary, Destrehan, West Monroe, and Alexandria.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Xavier was a little behind on this one. He went to lower down and kind of took the brunt of that one, and then Gaines came in and finished him off.
They'll give him 5, make it 2nd down and 5 inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Calling for the ball, play action, going down the seam again, and that ball is complete and going to get into the end zone. And that, the Trojans have been hurt on that seam throughout. We saw EA do that in the second half of that West Monroe game that got them back in it. And Hudson Browning with the touchdown pass from 29 yards out.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, Blackwell's not in there right now, so, that's his free safety job there that, we kind of watched went for the play fake, and they went over the top on us.
Trojans have missed 3 scoring opportunities. They've been inside the 3. Finally, their defense had been hanging around. That extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0 East Ascension grabs the lead with a couple of minutes to go. We'll be right back right after this.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless.
Quick drive for East Ascension, and boy, you held them and just could not keep them out of the end zone. It's been 22 minutes of game time that EA has been out of the end zone, and goodness, they just keep grinding away on you and getting the field flip, like you said. There's a squib down the middle, hits one of the upbacks, and the Trojans have got to fall on it, and they do, and they're going to have very good field position from the 41-yard line, ready to go to work here with a little bit of time left. And you see that squib that bounced around trying to get it past the interior line.
Yeah, Tylen.
Good thing he was aware. Not necessarily the hands team out there, but certainly with good hands. And you give the ball to the Trojans, win their best field position on the last 3 drives. They've got it at the 41-yard line, just over the imaginary 2-minute warning, 2 minutes and 1 second remaining here. Coming up at halftime, you'll hear from a lot of our sponsors, and we'll let you see some of the things that are going on there at halftime. We're so glad that you could join us. I am Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano.
Yeah, we need a big play here. We need something to light a fire.
Speaking of fires, Tioga 35, Marksville nothing. That's in the first half.
I don't think that's a surprise.
Not to anybody that's outside of it, it's not. Menard 17, Sacred Heart nothing. JT Lindsay getting out to the 50-yard line and banging around and in two.
Oh, he rolled over.
Don't think he went down.
That was 2 extra yards. That was a first down that he missed. 9-yard gain there, but golly.
Barb 7, Pineville 0. That's at halftime. JT wants to, no, that's going to be Feaster with the keeper, and you know he can run. That's back-to-back first downs for the Trojans, and that clock will stop momentarily.
That's a good 16-yard there. He kept it, and, of course, the flow was coming around, so that's a good 16-yard gain there.
Trojans moving quickly. JT's got it this time, but that big defensive line steps up just as the chains hadn't even made it there yet.
I was going to say, they hadn't even got the chain set, and he's already running the play. So
second down, and actually they give him loss of a yard to the 40-yard line. Trojans have got to come away here with points in the last 71 seconds.
You have time.
Feaster quickly over there trying to get to the sideline, coming back inside. Now going down the middle, 30. Out at the 10-yard line. Big time play there by I believe that's Washington.
Yeah, that's Darius Washington. That stop route that, it's a 5-6 yard throw, and then he took the rest of it.
The Trojans, the clock stops there. And quickly, JT's got it down to the 5. Remember, Trojans used up a lot of timeouts, but you've still got a minute left. Trojans could go 50 yards in a minute.
Yeah, 4-yard gain there on first down. That's the way to.
Oh, you got to get out and finish this thing out.
For sure. Timeout.
Looks like East Ascension will probably call that, and they'll try to get their defense set.
It looks like they have an injury there, Doug. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is hopping off the field. You see him. See that big Spartan Nation American flag that adorns the area behind the goalpost. They are a proud team here, to say the least. Again, we told you it's homecoming next week. Thursday night is the parade. We're working on some things maybe to be a part of that parade. Would love to go out there and cover that and get into the pageantry of what is the look at there. From out of the booth to the sideline, Coach Ernie Lott there on the far side. He drives the bus for the band. You see him down at the 5-yard line. How about that making the big show?
Getting some airtime for sure.
That's right. We'll have to cut that up, and that may be our cool play of the game.
That's so far.
Waiting for the Trojans to strike. I think so far the front runner for it is that that stop inside the one in the fumble recovery.
For sure. This game would be 14-0 if it wasn't for that one.
Lindsey back there with Feaster. Clock stopped, easy for me to say, for that injury. Now it rolls on the whistle. JT's got it up the middle off to the right side of it. Inside the 4 to the 3, and the Trojans will hurry to the line. Got to get in there quickly, and this is where looking to the sideline hurts you. But again, the Trojans have a couple of downs to get in there. They'll focus in. JT will get it once again. Now he goes the other direction. Cuts back to the inside. Touchdown, JT Lindsey. Touchdown, Trojans.
That's big. You know, they give up the touchdown with 2:01 left, and go right down
quickly.
That's it. Go right down, score, because like you said, you know, EA gets the ball. You know, the second half kickoff.
Well, if you're Coach Lee and that group from East Ascension, you really thought you had something there. And the Trojans off of that squib kick goes 61 yards in a minute and a half.
Yeah, that was big.
A minute 40 officially on it. That kick is up, and it is good. We are tied. Beautiful, beautiful extra point because they had an end crashing off of the side over there. But the Trojans able to do it, and we'll be right back after this.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we are back. The first 22 minutes were just back and forth, and we saw Coach Lott and the Trojans get a touchdown.
Hey, we'll take it. We need him on the screen more often if that's what's going to take.
We need him to go stand down there. That is Channing Mesh, the deep kicker, if you will.
For sure, yeah.
For the Trojans. And he gets that one down the field. This is where EA is very dangerous. We've seen them take some kick returns back. And again, spinning around, but that Trojan return team.
Channing Mesh on the tackle, I think, as well. I think he was initially the one there on the tackle. Let's see this replay.
Don't forget, Pressbox Food, sponsored by La Bistro Coffee and Waffle Bar.
Yeah,
and it was Channing going in there and getting it.
Oh,
showing he's more than just a kicker. That, Coach, that can't be the cool play of the game.
That might be, Doug. And I'm here to tell you, that's a solo tackle.
That's a solo. That's right.
Mesh.
Looked like an assist, but we'll take it.
Nah, come on now. We got to give the kicker.
That's right. For the effort. And it wasn't one of those where he's got to go get him at the sideline and push him out.
That's right.
He dove in and got that one.
Yeah. And that was a scary return. For sure.
That EA was looking to it. So Washington back there in the backfield. Hudson Browning calls for it quickly. Throws this one over the top and up. Boy, in and out of the hands of a couple of people. But
Jay Frazier there.
Yeah, Jay coming up and had a shot at that one. Boy, if you're EA, you certainly don't want to make a mess here.
Yeah, I think you kneel on this one, but that's just me. Tell you what, I was afraid that Jay had tipped it back up to the receiver.
And he was going to get, yeah. We've seen some bad luck things happen to the Trojans in the last little bit of time. At Karen Crow, they scored a couple of touchdowns right at the end. There's a handoff. They're just trying to bust something up the middle. You got to secure and get a tackle. Out to the 46-yard line is where they go out with 9 seconds remaining. I don't think they're really in danger of a field goal attempt out of here. I've not seen anything from the kickers that would let me believe that there's an opportunity.
Yeah, they have to get well inside the 30. They have to get probably to the 20 to give them a chance from what we've seen on film. But I tell you, we don't need to give anything, no busted play here, no penalty on the end of a play either. Let's just take this one to halftime, boys.
And out of bounds they go with 4 seconds to go.
Yeah, Tristan Layfield cleaned that up after Mama actually missed a tackle on that one. But we're keeping it in front, so that's a good thing.
Nearing the half, again, a big thanks to the Rev Communication folks for their broadcast.
No big plays, no penalties. Keep it in front. Don't let anything behind you. Knock everything down. Don't worry about the interceptions. Just knock everything down.
Hudson Browning back to pass. Got to survive this one. That deep ball is, it's going to be down and short, and the Trojans get out of this, and they survive the first half.
Yeah, Aiden Walker with the tackle there, it looks like on the very end here. Let's see the replay. He comes back and gets him. Yeah, great job there. Great job. He's going to feel that one in the morning, too.
Indeed it is. We've reached halftime. Don't go anywhere. We're going to let you see the sights and sounds of East Ascension's halftime. Don't go anywhere.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today.
And welcome back, Trojan fans. We are in Gonzales, Louisiana. You're seeing the team start to get loosened back up and go to work again, leaving our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard up at the top. But the folks here in Ascension Parish have a great thing going with Rev Communications, and they are allowing us to stream theirs. They don't let us stream, so that is why we're showing their broadcast and getting you through it on there. You still can keep up with things on the Saddlers Towing scrolling score ticker that's down there. You see Menard up 17-0 on Sacred Heart. Pineville down to Barb 7-0. That game it is halftime, and Trojans have the clock running with 5 minutes to, the Tioga Indians have the clock running with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. That thing is at halftime, but they'll play with a running clock once they got to the 42-point mark. We're 7-7 here, Ash and East Ascension. How did we get there, Nick?
I tell you, it took a little while, but they last 5 minutes of the half, both teams score. Stats for the Trojans. In the first half, we have JT Lindsay with 18 rushes for 65 yards. He's the leading rusher for now. And then Ty Feaster is 5 of 12 for 79 yards. I mean, what a big difference between this time last week. And then E.J. Scott with 43 yards, and 35 of it came on the last. 35 of it came on the last possession.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what I'm more proud of or impressed with the 65 yards out of this half that was tough, or 18 carries from J.T. Lindsey. And if you have 18 carries from him and he's on pace for about a 30-carry game, you like your chances in that because that young man is getting going, and he's one busted play away from getting over 100 yards again. My goodness, several guys. We'll have to try to get an update on Jason Blackwell, who came out on that big long play. But that's one of the candidates for that cool play of the game. The Trojans never gave up, got the turnover down at the 1-yard line. Eventually, that flipped field led to the East Ascension touchdown. Yeah. But kind of like where you're at.
This is a playoff-type game. This is what's going to happen on the road in the playoffs, and you have to take advantage of your opportunities here in the second half.
Indeed it is. It's difficult to win in 5A. It's difficult to win on the road. The Trojans trying to get to 2-2. East Ascension trying to get on the board in the win column here, and this is locked up in a Coach Lock special. It's a slobber knocker, and that one is Mesh who puts that one back. It's going to bounce around and roll out of bounds. But you know what? I ain't mad at that one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. After that last return, you're right.
EA is one block away from taking it to the house on any kick return that I've watched this season.
Yeah, they're quick, very athletic, and Chan made the tackle on the last kickoff, so you're right. Maybe this 35-yard, starting field position is not a bad thing.
Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano bringing you ASH Trojan football. We'll be back home in the cozy confines of Butch Stoker Stadium, where will just be the second game that we've played back there, and we will mark that the halfway point. Ready to go here in the second half. There you see the man of the hour. That is Hudson Browning for this EA team. As he goes, EA goes. Handoff right up the middle, churning those legs. But there's big Xavier White to finish it off. Trying to see who's down at the bottom of the pile, though.
Yeah, we got Jordan Mason on the tackle as well, on the bottom there. And then, look, Jason Blackwell's back in the game at his feet.
Well, that is so good to see for Trojan fans and for Jason Blackwell and for all of us. Give him 5 yards on the carry. Got to get out to the 45-yard line. This one started at the 35 when the kick went out of bounds. Once again, the ball is there, but there's big pursuit in the backfield. Aiden, don't throw him around. Take him down. Aiden Walker with a stop in the backfield. Big time work by the senior D lineman.
Yeah, I tell you, he's got to wrap up on that. That was close because everybody's stopping. Everybody paused thinking he's down, and then
if he doesn't slip down there, that's another one of those you're scratching your head at. But instead, it's a 6-yard loss, 3rd down and 11, back to the 34-yard line. Trojan secondary bounces off a little bit. You got to watch that seam. They like to go down the middle on a play like this.
Yeah, and then number 8 is their wide receiver, Jackson Chason, and he's
back to pass. Dangerous. There's that little pump fake, and what do you know? Right down the seam it is, and that's the play that we said you had to watch, and dadgummit, it's going to go to the house.
Yep, Doug, you called it.
Wow. That's that play. When they've hit a big play, all 4 games this year, it's been right there down the seam.
Yeah, Brennan Thompson there just took it to the house. Looks like he came out the backfield, and we just didn't account for him. And like you said, right up the seam. Bang, that hurts to start off.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted coming out of that drive in a game that for 22 minutes had been so silent. There's that big opening right down the middle. Jason's giving chase. Dives down, tries to get another shoestring tackle, but is unable to do so. But that is 3rd down and 11, not at all what you dadgum needed, and they'll get that. That extra point is up, and it is good. We'll be back right after this from Southern Air.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. It's hot out there, and we want to cool you down with some great savings on your new AC unit. Right now, you could save on a new energy-saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Plus a 10-year parts and labor warranty. Just need a repair? We got you covered too, with $50 off any repair backed by a 2-year parts and labor warranty. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And we are back live, getting ready, finishing off things again. This Rev Communication sponsors this broadcast for EA, and we're grateful that they put the work in that they've done, and we're able to bring this one to you and not be tape delayed for the first road game that we've been able to do. Trojans fall behind 14-7. How about another one of them squib kicks and get us right back in position?
Yeah, for sure. Let's turn this. But I tell you, I mean, you have them right where you want them on 3rd and long, and they bust a big play. So let's bounce back. It's after us. Let's win this next play.
Preston Baker, the junior kicker, set to do this.
Just have to. So you know that they've been preaching that all week, and
Yep.
And just lacks of responsibility there. Just kind of lost track of them.
Mingo out in the slot over here to this side, buffering just a little, so hang in there, but we'll have the full recording of this up if there is any lapse in anything. That may not be on our side of it. That's buffering from the signal back in EA, so we'll back in Gonzalez, so we hope to get that back up and going here momentarily.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time. It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the...
And there we go. We got things back finally. Had a little trouble with their broadcast, but the Trojans are taking care of things, and they're off and going out to the 30-yard line. And again, 14-7 in this one, just under 9 minutes to go. In the third, big play from East Ascension moments ago. Trojans now working. You see Feaster in the backfield. High snap. Is going to kick that one away. So they look like they were going for it, and they're going to get the pooch kick, and we knew that's what they did. That flips the field back the other direction. So had it out there, and EJ will just let that one die down. Had them stay out there on 4th down, and we got kind of mixed up where we were at, but at least we got back to see that one again and not having to be tape delayed. But a great job by Ty Feaster of flipping the field. Now you've got to come out and stop that EA offense from getting back down the field.
Yeah, they have the momentum right now and really need to take advantage of this bad field position that we put them back in.
You know, the Trojans been a couple of times inside the 5-yard line, started at the 2.5 and started at the 1.
Look like Christian Ray's in on this right defensive end here.
Now back as the handoff goes up the middle. This is where EA doesn't mind going out and grinding away at it again. But again, it was 3rd and 11 when they had that big hitter over the top.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, they're methodical. They'll take this 1 yard. They'll take 3 yards. They'll take 4 yards. And they're not afraid, especially with the way our offense has been playing. They're not afraid to punt the ball away and put it back in our hands.
Indeed, they are not. Because those big guys are just, you won't say wearing down, but if you keep that Trojan defense out there long enough, see Jaden Lewis sneaking in. That one thrown right over him, but good time play. Carrick Gaines there to the near side.
That's actually Jay Frazier on.
That's right, Jay. Yeah, Carrick's an 8.
I'll take the blame for that one. I had your roster wrong on that one.
You're all right. Yeah, Jay, another long line of Fraziers that have played here for the Trojans on defense.
Big play here. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. We need to get this play here.
Boy, don't let that go over the seam again. And the Trojans are jumping. No call as they look over. Yeah, they're gonna whistle it, offsides, and Trojans gonna give them 5 yards on that one. Boy, this is just 3rd downs have been a mess for the Trojans.
Yeah, by my record, that's actually the first defensive penalty that we've had, but it's just untimely for sure.
Well, the last third down was the big one, and then this one comes in there. And so your defense, you do that big of work, and you end up giving it back to them.
For sure.
This one's going to be kept on the far side, but the Trojans were true to that one, and he'll get out Will Browning to the 28-yard line. We'll see where they mark it, a 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Aiden Walker kept contained on the outside, forced him inside, so short gain. But I tell you, looks like we have a 5-man front or a 4-man front that they've gone to in this drive on the defensive side.
Trying to do whatever they can to slow that down. You see the Christian Ray that comes in there and tries to solidify, and they do have a 5-man front.
Yeah, I have Nelson on the outside, left side there.
Making a little bit of a difference because it eats up some of those double teams, and Xavier jumping in over the top to stop that. But again, here it is 3rd down.
Yeah, you have Nelson in there, you have Mason, you have Christian Ray, you have Jeremiah Wright and Aiden Walker all in this 5-man. And I'll tell you, it's great for stopping them. Let's just watch this big play over the top you were talking about in the seam.
Switching things up, and they're bringing some of the bigger offensive linemen off the field and a little bit quicker ones. So we'll see the Trojans look like they've moved maybe to a 4-man front and brought in a couple extra DBs.
Yeah, they went 4 wide here. Yeah, was going 4 wide. What do we have here?
Timeout for the 6-minute hydration, and we're going to leave it right here, and we'll watch theirs because we don't want to get a got off centered when we switched back to them. But you see the Spartans' schedule, 3 losses, but look at them: Zachary, West Monroe, Destrehan, and Alexandria. Before just a heck of a district schedule that they have. They've got Dutchtown and Live Oak and Walker, Santa Monica. That's as tough of a schedule as you'll find in the state.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Bachman was talking last night about how so far they have the one of the highest
strength factors
in their schedule. And I'll tell you, if it's higher than ours, then it's impressive.
No doubt about it. You see their homecoming is later in the year. The Trojans will have homecoming this year. They don't really want to run it into district there. You don't want to have that happen. So glad you joined us tonight. Doug Gann alongside of Nick Magnano bringing you ASH Trojan football. 14-7. EA leads this one. Browning scrambling around. Got to come up and get him. He's going to get out and get the 1st down. And that is 3 third downs converted. 1 via the penalty, 1 the big touchdown, and 1 on the legs of Hudson Browning.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just made a play there. I mean, you defend it well, and he just sees an opening and makes a play. I mean,
well, he knew what he needed to get, and he went out and got it and got a fresh set of downs.
Very smart for a sophomore. I mean, very smart for a sophomore.
Just continuing to chew clock up, lean on this defensive unit of the Trojans. You got to get off the field here. Handoff goes right up the middle. And I'm telling you what, the interior line has been up to the task this entire game.
Yeah, Jeremiah Wright and Aiden Walker there on the tackles. And I tell you, I mean, you can't ask them to do much more, Doug. I mean, yeah, they gave up the 1 big play, but I mean, 14 points. I mean, this should be right in our wheelhouse. Only giving up 14 points, and 4.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter for sure.
We'll get that hopefully off of there and
They're
get
not
things
in a hurry.
No, not at all. And they're content to squeeze out possessions as best they can once again. But anything that the Trojans had flipped the field, there's a handoff right up the middle. Again, that interior line is there, and there's Carrot Gaines.
Carrot Gaines, yeah.
He was in on that one, so good to see him in on that play.
Yeah, him and White on that play. And I tell you, this is where they lull you. They lull you, and you just got to watch it over the top. Let's be awake back there, boys.
Defense does back up a little bit. Somebody's got to keep an eye on Hudson Browning here. He's easy to see, and there you see him. Got a new running back in there with him, number 21. That is Jeremiah Wilson.
Pre-snap penalty here.
Yep, false start on EA, so nothing doing there. And, again, that pushes them back. So Trojans with an opportunity once again. And that's the good thing of why you get that punt out of there and you roll it down. It's hard to put a long drive together.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. And this is, once again, just like the third down on the touchdown. This is where you want EA. This is where you want them.
That's right.
And let's just take advantage of it, boys.
We need to get Coach Lott. And there he is. Get Coach Lott on the field back there, and this could be a pick six or a scoop and score for the Trojans right here. If he does it, we're going to just keep one camera on him.
That's right.
From here on out.
Tell you what, he's like a little teenager looking at his
watching that phone.
There. That's right.
Quick snap, throw over, and incomplete. Good work.
No flags.
That is Jay Wilson coming
sir.
up, making that big-time play, and the EA punt team will come back over there. So 3 third downs on that drive, and the last one effective for the Trojans as Jay Frazier gets out there and just real good coverage following that 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, let's flip this. Let's flip this field position here. You know, let's get this ball cleanly, fair catch like they like to do, and let's go down and score.
Or let's block this thing. That one gets out of there. And again, the ball is caught, spun around right where he is, and the Trojans will take over there. First down and 10.
Darius Washington.
Yeah, Darius back there returning kicks for the Trojans. And again, good field position for Alexandria tonight.
I'm going to tell you, Doug, I keep switching my stat sheets from offense to defense.
Right.
I'm tired of putting down tackles. I want to put down some yards.
You need to put down some yards. There's been a lot of tackles. Well, here's to getting some big yardage on this play. Need JT to take over. He's in the backfield with Ty. Fisher sends a man in motion. That's Townsend. Quick snap throw is out to little wide receiver screen. And there's going to be a penalty out. So finally EA is going to be penalized for their extracurricular play that's on there. And that'll put the Trojans down the field another 15.
Yeah, Darius Washington on a little bubble, the little screen after the play. Personal foul. That's excellent there. So we got a 4-yard gain plus 15.
And we talked about that during the first half, that EA would go to the whistle and then some. That time they did it as well. And that pushes the Trojans into plus territory. And this is when you need to come back and get a drive going. Answer that big, long touchdown. They go from the 46-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side alone at the top. Here's the first time we've seen 2 in the backfield, but not anymore. Townsend goes out in motion. Looked that way again and just misfiring on that one. That little pump fake had Washington out there again, but unable to make things happen.
I just wonder if it got knocked again. No, it was clean. It was clean. Just unfortunate there. It looked like it might have been a little contact by a defensive lineman.
Look at that defense coming in. Looked like offsides, but Lindsey's going to take it and go the opposite side of the blitzer, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, they stuffed that one there for sure. They're definitely focusing on that this second half.
Don't necessarily believe that you're in 4-down territory here because you don't want to give the ball away here at the middle, but you want to make this manageable. Maybe a little wheel out of the backfield to Lindsey would be nice. Bubble screen has helped you. You got 24 on Mingo to the near side. Looking left, going over the top. Got a man.
Make a play.
Banging around, and that ball's intercepted down at the 5 by number 4, Bryce Harkless. Bryce Harkless has that, and I'm not the group that'll say that's as good as a punt, dadgummit. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But 24-0, Eagles lead in the 3rd. Coach Perkins looking for a big win there. 13-0, Barb has a lead over Pineville, and right here it is 14-0. Or 14-7. East Ascension has the lead, but they are easily in their worst starting field position. Down, looks like at the 5-yard line.
Yeah. That's not what I want to do on my stat sheet, but hey, game's not about me.
Well, let's get you a safety out of this somehow, and then we'll free kick it out of there and take the lead in this thing.
Yeah, I'll add that to my stat sheet. I got to write that one in.
Handoff goes up the middle. Going to pick up 5 on that play, though, just right up the gut.
Yeah. White. I mean, when your linebacker is the first one to make contact, then that's a good push by their offensive line. I tell you, Doug, they're wearing on us.
Yeah,
they're wearing on us.
Big offensive line, and the Trojans have got to keep it a one-score game. They've got to. They play a lot of good work, but any hopes of tempo and wearing out this EA team has gone by the wayside. It has been the big guys down there on the line leaning on Alexandria here in this third quarter. That's 2.5 to go. Handoff right up the middle. Trojans fire through, and they'll get a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, that's Jordan Mason there on that. I don't know if he quite got to him or if he slipped, but we'll give him
take that tackle,
that's
won't
right.
we?
He was in the backfield.
Yeah, you're making a lot of hash marks on that defensive side over there.
Yeah, not running out of space yet, but I tell you, I wanna put some yardage up for the offense. So, yeah, Blackwell missed that tackle here. Watch him on this replay. Missed that tackle, but he is hurting. I mean, his shoulder's hurting him. But I
Mingo is going to get credit for that tackle as he slid down and was touched up there by Amirion. And a fresh set of downs, and likely will try to get this into the fourth quarter on this drive. Handoff goes up the middle. Trojans are very effective on 1st and 2nd. Here's going to be a penalty, and I think that's going to move things down. You're probably going to get a little roughness after the play on the Trojans from where that one came in.
I think it was a face mask. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes in from that side, you see, that side judge sees something that that he didn't like, and that was the face mask. And so a drive that started at the 5-yard line, had him on 3rd down, the feet, and that's twice. He did a big 3rd down conversion, did Browning, on that last drive that got him out of a hole, and he's done it again here.
Yeah, whenever you run man-to-man on the backside and the quarterback scrambles, I mean, that's right in his wheelhouse to get those extra yards.
Because it's not an automatic first, it's 1st down and 3 from the 33-yard line, 32. Got to get to the 34-yard line, so give him 1st down and 2. Bringing a man in motion, but that doesn't mean anything. They'll come to this side with it.
Big play there,
There's Jeremiah going up and getting it. But they only needed 2 yards for the first on 1st down.
Yeah, Mason was there around his ankles as well. So, tell you what, Mason's getting a push. He's getting a push tonight.
Called his name a lot tonight in this one. Timeout on the field as there looks to be an injured Spartan that is on there. Cramps have been getting a number of players throughout the evening, and not sure who it is, and certainly won't speculate any of that. EA huddling around that. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back right after this.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Back to live action we go. 46 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 1. So they give him just a yard on that play. 21 back in the backfield with quarterback this time. So they are running. That's their 3rd running back. We called him a little bit earlier.
Jeremiah Wilson.
Yep. Looking over to the near side as the clock continues to run. Frazier and Mingo tighten up on the corners where they're at. Hudson Browning just looking around. He's going to hand that ball off up the middle and getting to the side. Didn't need a lot and got a few. That's out to the 41-yard line, and that will do it, we believe, for the 3rd quarter of play. Don't think that EA is in any mindset to go out there and hurry and do anything with a touchdown lead and grinding this thing into the 4th quarter. Boy, it's going to be a good one in this 4th quarter.
You got to win this quarter, boys.
Here they come over to it, so we're going to take a timeout with them. We'll do all of that when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Here we are for the fourth quarter of action. Gonzales, Louisiana, just outside of Baton Rouge. A lot of folks know it because of that little outlet mall that's down there. As you take a look at the Trojan schedule, there's that loss. Was just a couple of completions away from that Caring Crow game being a little different. Got overwhelmed by St. Thomas More and returned the favor to the Chiefs of Natchitoches Central. This is as good of any ball game that there has been this year, bar none.
Yeah, this is exactly the way EA, this is exactly where they write it up. They want to play it just like this.
Right up the middle they go. And EA content, if they can grind off another 3 or 4 minutes and put something on, that's East Ascension football. That's why you have those big guys on the offensive line, because the first little bit of time, hanging in there and doing some work, and now they just seem to be wearing down that defensive front.
Yeah, and you want those guys to wear out, but, boy, when they have the momentum and they're pushing on you, they're just getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Indeed they are. Second down, and Browning, when he walks back, he even spins around.
Ooh.
Firing through the backfield and going to be finished off. Good piece of work. Aiden Walker fired through there, but Elijah Nelson and Jeffers Wright were in there to force the loss. You see that game we talked about next week, which is homecoming. Then we travel to Ruston. Ouachita comes here. We go across the river to Pineville, welcome in West Monroe, and then hit the road to West Ouachita. I think we got to leave now if we're going to get there. Tipped around and banged out of there. Good job by that Trojan defense coming along there, and a decision quickly made. Fourth down coming up in the punt, and that's, again, what you wanted. You just got to be careful. We fielded the ball a couple of times in some traffic down there, has Washington. Got to make sure that you field that ball cleanly and you give yourself a chance to go down there and tie this thing up.
For sure.
Set to kick from the 47-yard line, 46 if you will. Snap is back. Good pressure, but the Trojans pull up there, and that was a good kick, probably the best one of the night. Has to field it over his shoulder, does Washington. Trying to get to the outside now. It's got some room. 35-yard line, and that going back and fielding that one was exactly what you wanted out of Darius.
Yeah, that's one of those, I tell you, you're making a play, as the conservative guy, I'm like, no, go. as you called it earlier.
That's right.
But when that ball clears over your shoulder, but these guys are so talented now.
That's right.
They're so talented. You can let them just make plays. And you have to take the good with the bad, and that was the good.
I'd have fell down if I was trying to go back and get that one.
I tell you what, if we went inside the 10-yard line, our own 10-yard line to field a punt, we probably wouldn't go back in a game. But now
you didn't have the speed of Darius Washington.
That's right.
Either.
That's right.
You didn't punt return. You can't tell me you did that.
I caught a bunch of them.
Snap throw out of the backfield.
Oh, here we go. There it is.
There's that pass. Jimmy Duncan throws this one.
Yes.
Good pass, Jimmy. And it is out to the 20, the 10-5. Out to E.J. Scott. Touchdown, E.J. Scott. Touchdown, Trojans. Pass from Jimmy Duncan.
That's right. I got to write him under the quarterback. Under the
Goodness gracious. There's you some stats to write down.
That's what I'm talking about. Big play. We needed that one. And I'll tell you, you draw that up, and it was perfect.
And Jimmy on a run goes over there and throws it like he did.
So is that considered a...
Well, see, that's what happened to us last week.
Yeah.
That is a lateral, so that's a forward pass because the first one was behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay. So we're going to give him a 70-yard touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
Kick is up from Van Dyke, and it is good, and we are knotted at 14. And, oh, baby, get ready for this one. We'll be right back after this from Quibitos. Taking a look at our Southern Air Cool Play of the Game, our Quibitos Player of the Week, those things that we have to keep an eye on. And we had one of those little razzle-dazzles a week ago that did it, and might be another one in the making. I still like the turnover at the 1-yard line. That one is kicked deep by Mesh to the, I guess it's about the 8-yard line is where it's picked up.
Great coverage.
Right into the middle and still spinning around, but will get out to the 30-yard line. And that Trojan defense stood tall, and that offense.
Now we got a ball game for 10 minutes.
Indeed, we do. Goodness gracious, we started this thing and whole first quarter, went 10 minutes into the second. So we had 2 minutes and 1 second when EA got on the board. Right back go the Trojans. And, man, nobody wanted to. Trojans have not led in this one. Like to see them get that defense back out there. Big number 21, just a tall and lanky running back there that's with Browning. First down and 10 from the 30. Yeah, that defense is really doing work. Aiden Walker gets in there. Jeremiah is there. And look at the how fired up that Trojan defensive line is. You know, you look at, are they walking around with hands on hips? None of them are doing that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's exciting to see. I've got Jeremiah right now for 8 assisted tackles and 1 solo. And he's been double teamed all year and just hadn't had the tackles. He's taken up the players.
When they went to that 5-man front,
yes,
that made a big difference. It ate up that double team block.
For sure.
Browning calls for it. He looks at this ID going down the field, but spun around, and it's picked off. Trojans have it. That is
Jay Frazier.
Frazier goes back and gets that one. And
don't throw that ball like
he was
that.
tossing it back to the official. There you see it. Jay just comes in and fields that one like a center fielder coming to get it. Big time work, Jay Frazier. And the Trojans lucky to be down where they're at now,
sir.
and not 15 back. But here it comes. We wanted the defense to make a little magic, and they did it right there. Goodness gracious, Trojans will start from the 22-yard line. They were back on this end of it a lot in the first half. But he throws that kind of off his back foot, just trying to get something going. No, he got into it pretty good as I'm looking at it. That was just short, and Jay comes up and fields that. It was 10 yards shy of the receiver.
Yeah. That's why the cameraman, their cameraman was misled on it too. But there's a official timeout here. I don't know what that was for, but looks like it's not an injury, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, they'll keep it here and let everybody catch their breath just a minute. And my goodness, we talked about the Trojans not having the lead at all. And, boy, and here they have an opportunity.
Well, and EA they have not done well in the fourth quarter, up to this point in the year. So maybe it's time for us to take advantage of that.
There's Feaster. He's got Lindsey. How about a 30-yard, 22-yard run from Lindsey right here?
I'll take it for sure.
Defense is back for EA, giving up a little bit of space.
Got Townsend on the line as well.
Here comes the toss to Lindsey. He's got to cut back to the inside. Lindsey to the 20, bangs around. And let me tell you what I'll take is about 4 or 5 yards a pop from JT.
No, you're right, but I really think that if you watch this replay, I really think he could have went to the right. He comes right there if he goes right, but it's easy for me to say.
That's correct. Your linemen always have something. Down to the 17, 5-yard pickup. Got to get to the 12. Got the H-back over there as Townsend, a man in motion again, comes this way.
Yeah, Bates seemed a little more plain.
It's a little bit of a shovel back there, and it's going to be good for a first down. And goodness, finally, looked like I finally hit puberty, I guess. Got my voice changing and all. There, goodness. See, that was play action toss.
I say that was, I don't think you were wrong.
No, I was just confused, and there's a little shove, and that's what JT was talking about.
Yeah, he did get hit hard at the end there.
First down and 10 from the 12. Can get a first down beforehand. We're tied at 14. There's that toss back to JT. Good work by that offensive line, grinding down to the 5-yard line. Second down and 3. Trojans marching.
Yep.
Boy, watch it right back here. JT, eyes are fixed on it, gets that toss, pulls it in, follows that offensive line, and any question we had about that offensive line has been answered on this drive. JT's got it again, banging around. He can get the first, but now it's going to be a big third down play.
Yeah.
Look, I think Feaster walks into the end zone if he fakes that toss and bootlegs around the far end over there.
Yeah, you're for sure. And look, we're at 20. I have unofficial JT with 24 carries.
Goodness gracious. Had 18 in the first half and none bigger than this one that's coming up. Handoff right up the middle to JT. Stutter steps around. It's going to be real close to that first down because he could get to the 2-yard line. We'll have to see where they mark it. Looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, the white hat's holding the fist, so it's 4. Here we go.
And look at them sneak up there quickly to get it. You're going to pound JT in there once again. Lindsey's got it. Bangs around, and what a good submarine there by 34.
Yeah, gosh, dog, I thought it was there too. Yeah.
JT was right there, and this young man, 34, sneaks up to the line and just submarines down in there and gets him. And what a stop, what a defensive play by EA for another turnover on downs.
Yeah, Shaquan Isom. What a play. I tell you, the hole's there. Watch this. The hole's there, look. And boom.
But shut down. I mean, there's no way that hole closes up.
Yeah, and that was a great play by him.
Wow, that Trojan defense now has to avoid some big work. I'd take one of those holding penalties in the end zone. I don't think they've committed a holding penalty all night.
Yeah, it's been
that's the announcer jinx is what we're working on there.
Yeah, that'll work if it's against them. Yeah, they have. I mean, this has been a clean game. I mean, we have 3 penalties for tonight. I don't have stats for them, but it's been a clean game. Oh,
handoff up the middle. He slips down at the 1, gets out of the end zone. That turf, we've seen a lot of slipping on it tonight.
Yeah.
But they've got to give him a loss of yard. And look where the officials got it marked. I mean, just a step out of the end zone.
Yeah. Carrot Gaines there. I mean, he forced him inside, which is a great job. And Layfield was there, and he went to make a cut, and he slipped. So great pursuit there on this weak side, and really, really good coverage. Let's get them, boys.
Brennan Thompson back in there at running back now. They get it to him, steps around, but there's big Aiden Walker again. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
I can tell you what, Doug, he had 2 tackles and a fumble recovery last week. He's up to 3 solos and 6 assisted tackles. He's just a few behind Jeremiah. I mean, these guys are tackling machines tonight.
Well, they've got to have it. 3rd down has been their nemesis tonight. Got to get off the field right here.
Yeah, I think Ford and White need to watch the quarterback on this one.
There's that pass. They're looking on that slant. It's trouble. Might be a hold in the end zone. That one's thrown away. Going to be complete out to the 11. And, boy, that's going to be close. They'll mark him at the 11. He's going to be a yard shy, we believe, of the 4th down. But what a play there. Well, all that time spent in the end zone, normally something bad comes out of that. They're going to line up.
Oh, they gave him the 1st down.
Yep, got the 1st. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
I mean, just there. Not sure if he did. Yeah, I don't think so. And again, from our vantage point, no, because the stick is back there still.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Where the stick is, they've got to get another yard, and so he was trying to get it to that. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be an exciting last 6 minutes. Plus, we're tied at 14, dare I say it, in regulation.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Quickly back to action we go. Didn't get the full complement of anything for the timeout, and they do. We're just trying to draw him off sides. You see the punt team out there, and you just got to not commit a penalty. Don't jump. High snap, but corralled there, and that one's off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds around the 24-yard line. And thank you very much. Is that what they say?
Yes, big play there, big play. I'll tell you, they could have had some momentum there, stopping us at the 1, but defense held. And let's put this one away, boys. Come on. Let's put this 6-minute drive here. Let's put this away.
Boy, we were here in a big one last year just like this. It was much higher scoring, and the Trojans led it by 6, but a pick 6 sealed that one. Boy, can the Trojans do something here? We're tied at 14. Feaster at quarterback's got Lindsey flanked to his left. Or actually, he's kind of right behind him there.
Kind of pistol formation here.
Right. Nearly an offsides.
It's 4 times tonight they've done that and hadn't called it.
Feaster Gives it to Lindsey. Lindsey cuts to the outside. Where was that, Lindsey? Up the middle to the 10-5. Touchdown. JT Lindsey. Touchdown, Trojans. Boy, JT, we didn't call it right then, but last drive we said he was due for a big one. And JT Lindsey doing what JT Lindsey does.
Yeah, we were talking about Tony Dorsett earlier in the night, on kick on the 99 yards. I tell you, he reminds me so much of Eric Dickerson.
I've noticed a little bit more of that, what you're talking about. He stands big and tall and goes in there and runs that one. Trojans with their first lead of the night, and it comes with 5:49 to go. We'll see if they can add the extra point. The kick is up, and it is, looks like they're stopping it prior. Offsides on the defense. Now they call it.
You took the words right out. I was going to say.
They declined that one, and are they going to have them re-kick it again?
Gosh.
Do you go in there and go for two?
Well, that's the thought now. For sure you're going to you're going to the 1.5.
It's like they went to commercial here on our broadcast, but we'll let it roll because we're very grateful for the work that Rev Communication has done getting this out, getting their internet capabilities down there. Very grateful for the folks at AT&T for our internet that we have tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the patience there that JT has. He sees it, but whenever he sees it, he goes. I mean, he hits that hole, and that's why I like that comparison with Dickerson is, when he turns it on, he turns it on.
Back here we go. They are, let's see.
Owens.
That's the one that is up, and it is good. So they replayed that one. Trojans have the lead, 21-14. Ash with their first lead of the game, and what a time to have it. If you'd rather have it at the end of the game than the beginning of the game, I tell you.
That's right. So much for that 6-minute drive that I asked for, but hey, we'll take it.
We'll take one that ends in a big JT Lindsey. That's got to put him over 100 now for the night.
For sure. Yeah.
JT Lindsey 3 weeks in a row has went over 100, and I can see Oprah now. You get a player of the week, and you get a player of the week. Everybody gets a player of the week because this has been a complete performance for the Trojans. Mesh puts a foot into that one again. You got to get down there and cover.
He hit that one inside the 5, so there must be, he's got some energy on it. Here we go.
Boom! What a big-time play. Spun around, return man hitting the circle button.
That was 23. That's Crenshaw. He's back from injury. Am I right?
Spun around there and just finished off. We'll see. That is Crenshaw, yeah. Big-time work. And you see Big Mo starting to take over a little bit in this for the Trojans. The only touchdown, really that long pass play, but the Trojans have put up 14 here in the second quarter. This thing was knotted at 7 apiece.
Yeah, Cortez Simon on the low right there, and Daniel Crenshaw finishing them off.
Well, you can't spin around at all on kick coverage.
I'll tell you.
Trojans lead this one 21-14, 5:41. You can believe it's going to be 4-down territory the rest of the way because the Trojans have been effective, to say the least, behind the running of JT Lindsey. And it's the ASH Trojan offense that is wearing down EA. Here it comes around that pass, the little wheel right out of the back.
Great coverage.
Oh, yeah, look at the work done out there by Layfield coming around. My good. And Coach Josh Mercer's group out there is just pounding away.
Forward with his first solo tackle of the game, and that was a good one. He laid the lumber there. Big third down here, Doug.
You can say what you want, but this fourth quarter has belonged to the Trojan offense and the Trojan defensive lines because they have been pushing. And you asked about fatigue, and I think that may be setting in on those big guys.
And our keys to the game on the defense was the front seven.
It was indeed in the roadblock.
Up, and they have.
That's what brought Smokey and the Bandit into them. You did such great work on your keys to the game with those pictures in there.
I'll tell you, they have brought it. Let's just finish it out here. Big play here.
A little play action now going over the top. And
nobody home.
Yeah, just a misread because he hits that little shoulder pump. And we've seen a lot more of that from the St. Thomas More game on where they give that little shoulder fake, but this time the wide receiver cut that route off.
Man, this is a big decision here, Doug. 4-4.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way you go for it down here.
That's right.
But you got to remember the last punt, and it's in his head.
Yep.
He shanked the last one and gave the Trojans the ball at the 22.
Exactly. Well, they got is it the same one?
I'd take one over. He looks like I don't think he's the same kicker.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Looks like they've subbed him out here.
Now, what does that do for the snapper? Because he's a good 2 or 3 inches shorter than the last kicker was.
Yeah.
Spread out offensive line, the 3 personal protectors, the punts, the kick, the snap is
Get out
perfect.
of the way,
Yeah,
boys.
you just let that one
Get out of
go
the
and
way.
bounce around and live to fight another day. Trojans have it at the 45-yard line, and don't take anything away from the work tonight. Oh, when we're spinning it, there it goes. Don't take anything away from the work of Darius Washington in the return game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is, we talked about this. This is a playoff warm-up. I know it's only the 4th game of the year, but like Coach Bachman said last night, you go into these situations on the road against a team like this, a 5A school, and so far they've stepped up and they have made it happen.
You know, fatigue starting to set in on that EA defense. You see the fresh legs of JT Lindsay. A 55-yarder here would equal that big pick 6 from John Barajas a year ago. Feaster sends a man in motion. That's Townsend. Calls for it. Back to pass. Now throws that little wide receiver screen the other way. That is, we believe Jalen's got it. Yeah, Jalen Johnson on the reception there. Oh, no, correction. That's E.J. Scott.
Yeah. And I tell you what, EA's mentality, I mean, they've lost 3 games now in the 4th quarter. So, you know, will they step up here or can we put them away here?
Feaster once again. Clock is running.
Yeah, take your time, boys. Take your time.
Just a yard and a half pickup or so. 2nd down from the 47. Give him officially 2 yards on that completion, JT. Now, look at the Trojans running some clock.
Yeah, let's play EA's game here.
Well, you see that defense has just responded so well tonight. Handoff goes back to JT. JT up the middle, and he's busting a big one inside the 40, and he's just showing some happiness there. And attaboy, JT Lindsay inside the EA 40-yard line to the 38.
Yeah, 20-yard gain there. I'm telling you, I'm going to another line.
The fresh legs of JT Lindsay and Tempo Tuesday is proving pivotal right here.
Yeah,
that offensive line has not quit. The defensive line has not quit. This has been a show by the Trojans. You know, I'm not going to look backwards at all, but you're a couple of passes away in that Karen Crow game
without a doubt,
from an opportunity to be 3-1 on this game tonight, and the Trojans just continue to show that they are getting better every week. 1st down and 10. Who do you know's got it? JT right up the middle, grinding away, and that offensive line, we got to get all of them in on the show Thursday night, the offensive and defensive lines. We'll get Coach Free, we'll get Coach OJ, all of them in here. It's been a night for the big uglies. They've been out there banging around.
I tell you what, and I've only followed, Ash football for these 4 games, but from what I've heard in the past, you guys talk about, I would not imagine Coach Bachman ever thinking that he'd have a running back that had 27 rushes in a game.
And it's never, several years ago, you had some runners that would do that, had 5 or 6 touchdown runs in games. But this has been a game for the ages. JT, Feaster's going to keep it up the middle, and he gets it handed to him there.
Yeah, I tell you, that one might have been, if he hands that one off, we might be celebrating right now, Doug.
Well, it's you'll see it again. I don't know if it was just that read or it was designed play. No, it was designed because JT didn't hold on like he was going to get that ball. It was more of a play action, if you will, down to the 34-yard line. The Trojans, the fans that did make it over there, they have really witnessed a great win. Those of you that have joined us through YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all over the place. And a big thanks out to Rev Communications for sending us the feed on their game. Ash leads this one 21-14. That mythical 2-minute warning goes by, 1:58 and counting. And it's so funny to see how this game has changed and the Trojans sitting there holding on to the ball.
Very much. Big 3rd down here.
I think the Trojans may take it all the way down and get a timeout here. Yeah. And indeed they do. Big time work.
What do you do here? 3rd and 7?
Yeah, you come in and I don't think you do anything other than get it to JT and let him do something. You see the rankings up there, and there's a Karen Crow team that has beat Alexandria this year. But look at that. Destrehan, Zachary, and West Monroe, all opponents. That's the 3 losses for Acadiana tonight. And you sit back for 5 is our opening district opponent. There's West Monroe. Oh, baby, what a year this is going to be.
Yeah, exciting. And we're top 10 in the power rating after 3 weeks. So their 4 opponents, are sitting there in the top 10, So it's, once again, you're not talking about the moral victories for EA, but if we do close this one out, I mean, it's 4 of the hardest games you're going to play to start a season. Here we go, boys.
They're down and 7. Get JT out on the far side. How about that little toss to him? As far as they are back, you can bubble screen to Mingo, too. Mingo, that's up there at the top with EJ. You've got, Darius down here by himself. Everybody's playing off so far, but they're going to give it to JT, and he just takes his time, spins around, and it's close enough where you're going to go for it down there.
He may have it. Looks like Townsend.
Yep, they're stopping the clock to move the chains. Had to get to the 28-yard line, and that's just all JT Lindsay, and he goes in there, and that's a big first down, and that will relatively end this thing. Timeout, East Ascension. They have taken just their first, so they'll be able to take a couple more in this one. Again, your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard shut off because you see the one at the bottom that is provided to us by Rev Communication. See the other scores on the Sadler Towing scrolling ticker that goes by. Could not do anything without Sadler's Towing, and they are proud sponsors of our scrolling score ticker on every game that we broadcast. Of course, join us at Walk-Ons Thursday night. That's going to be spirited. Stay tuned to our Facebook page and our YouTube page for any updates that may be going. And everybody friends in this place, aren't they, in this press box? Trojans have it, first down and 10. Got to burn up a couple of EA timeouts, and they'll hit the road back up to Alexandria at 2-2. And East Ascension, be careful because they are going to be dangerous throughout. Don't look at their 0-4 or 0-3 if this thing ends up and they end up at 0-4 because they've played 3 top 10 teams, and now the Trojans who are knocking on the door of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Lindsay's got it. He's bubbling around to the outside, banging in there, gets down to the 21-yard line. They'll mark it just outside, and EA will take their second timeout. They've got 1 remaining. Goodness gracious, what a ball game this has been. 7-7 at halftime, and then here comes EA and bangs you right over the top.
Yeah, this reminds me of old school football. I mean, I know that there were the big plays that, they had EA had the big pass play, we had a big pass play, but it is the front 7 of the defense.
Right.
I think gets the players of the game for now.
Look, I got no shame to that at all. They have done it. This is one of those games you'd like to see played on grass, though, and you got somebody with some sod right in their face mask. Goodness gracious, but we'll take it played anywhere. And Coach Freed told us that. He said, I don't care what we play on.
That's right.
Let's get out there between those white lines and play some football. And goodness gracious, the Trojans have outscored EA 14-7 here in the second half. Only the big play on third down that went for 80 yards.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on to the ball, boys. Let's finish this out.
JT has been that dude tonight, and second down and 5. He's third straight game. He's over 125 yards carrying the football. How many TDs does he have tonight? I know he's got another first down there as JT is just grinding along. Clock stops at the 13. Or on the 13-yard line, minute 26 to go, and EA looks like they will have spent their last one, and then the Trojans will be a victory formation away from wrapping this thing up. Yep, EA used their last time out. What a big shout-out to everybody that watched this game tonight and all of those of you that watched it on the way back home. You may be watching it Saturday morning sometime. Enjoy your coffee and your morning activities, and here we go. It is ASH going to make their way up a couple of victory formations away, and they will go 2-0 against East Ascension in this one. And my goodness, EA they faced the teeth of the giant in their first 4 games.
Yeah. And you asked about JT Lindsay. He has two touchdowns tonight. He had that 2-yarder right before halftime. Then he had a 30-yarder, at the beginning of the fourth quarter to tie it up. And then, of course, then you had Jimmy Duncan with the with a touchdown pass.
That was just great.
Yeah, to E.J. Scott.
Boy, you see the Trojans knowing that EA is out of timeouts. They're in that victory formation, and how sweet is this? Trojans a couple of knees away from wrapping this up and heading back to Alexandria, tied up at 2 games apiece here. 2 wins, 2 losses for the Trojans, and my, oh my, what a ball game this was tonight. This is going to be right up there with last year's Instant Classic. We may set this up and run it again in the morning.
Yeah, I tell you, this is what you play for. I mean, this is you want to battle, you want to have trying times, like they did at the beginning of the season, and this is the reward for them putting the effort in against Carencro. Like you're saying, 2 plays away,
right?
From being, right in that game, and then the STM game. I mean, this is why you put the work in.
Indeed, you do. 46 and 45 on the game clock, and that's kneel down is taken, and that ought to wrap it up. And the Trojans very excited. Coach Bachman and that crew starting to make their way off. And our cool play of the night we will name tonight, but you can see the Trojans jumping around and celebrating. I don't like when they jump high in the air to celebrate.
You are not lying.
Because we've seen a la Mason Smith.
Yep.
Do that. Go all the way back to Martin Gramatica for the Buccaneers kicking. You just don't want to see anything. You want to see a clean handshake out of this one, and game is recognizing game here as they get off. Last week got kind of ugly in the handshake line. You see Coach Lee and Coach Bachman shaking hands, and Coach Bachman will bring his crew back up. He talks to Robbie Martin there, former Pineville High School head coach, who is now a coordinator there with EA as well. So big shout out to that group that's walking off. There you see Jeremiah. There you see Aiden Walker. What a game tonight, Coach. And I don't know that we're going to be able to fit all of the players of the game in this. This was such a complete effort tonight in this ball game. Cool play of the game. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to take the heat off of me is what I'm going to do. Go ahead and give it down. We're going to save our player of the week until Sunday. But cool play of the game.
I'm going to have to go with Jimmy Duncan. Jimmy
would tell us that it had to be that way.
Yeah, Jimmy to E.J. Scott on that 70-yard touchdown pass. But I will tell you, I just went ahead and added the stats up, unofficial stats. I have J.T. Lindsay, 30